I tried building a nation in Football Manager 2024. This extremely long video is a supercut, in which I put every episode together from the 7 seasons we played. There may be some cuts in some parts, but I hope you will enjoy this video nevertheless. You will also see the progress I made in the editing, sound quality, storytelling throughout the series. If you want to go through episodes separately instead of watching the full video, check out the playlist on the top right of your screen. Enjoy the show, as now it's time to move on into a long-term project that will change the world of football. The virtual one, of course, because that's all inside Football Manager. But how about not just making a singular club great? How about we build an entire nation? I'm not going to lie, this is by far my favorite challenge in Football Manager. It always is a fantastic story of a mediocre or straight up minnow nation that reaches the top of the footballing world. And I want to create one of these. For those unaware, Build a Nation is a type of save where your task is not to just make your club alongside one of the greats. It's, as the name says, an entire country. You want to build the other clubs in your nation too. It can be done by loading the players, paying for the talent, all to make sure they become competitive in Europe too. The final goal can be determined by either dragging your nation to first place in the coefficients, getting it to win the Euros or the World Cup, or any other continental competition, depends where you make the save. I was debating between Poland and Czech Republic, but the decision came with relative ease. We're going to the land of iconic short animated movies, multitude of castles, a certain parody of medieval stories, I guess? Oh, and passionate football fans. Welcome to Czech Republic. With that cleared, it's time to decide on a team. Are we going to one of the giants from Prague? Nope. A new emerging power in Victoria Pilsen? Nope. How about an ambitious side like Slovan Liberec or Jablonec, who played in the Conference League recently? Also no? Maybe Fallen Giant? Baník Ostrava? Dukla Prague? No? What are you thinking about then? Okay, can I ask you a question? Who on earth are they? Silesian Futbolowy Klub Opava, I guess. So I decided to go abroad, but stay in Silesia. Yeah. Anyways, when it comes to Opava, they have never been a top team in Czech football. I mean, they were in top flight, even as recently as 2021. But can you call a team that's most successful years were mid-90s, which were mid-table finishes, and the European ventures limit to one Intertoto Cup group stage? Do you think this is a giant? Of course not. So we're bringing the world's best football to Silesia, the Czech Republic edition. What I have seen though when it comes to the staff and squad shows that it will take time. Stupid long time. Because if you look at the team, we've got 15 players. And there are not enough defenders to even form a back 5. That Kaldec guy, he's 172 centimeters long. He's moving into the ball-winning midfield instantly. Oh yeah, speaking of back 5, here's the tactic. Although, if you apply these changes, this is what I'm actually going to play with. Not gonna lie, I really like this project, although good luck for me, because I'm trying to play a libero with 4 passing. To add more issues, the players in B team are barely there, and U19 is non-existent. How are we going to get this club to elite levels, let alone build a nation? Alright, time to actually fill all this up. I started with the staff members, because we had like 5 people total to begin with. So I signed mainly Czech Nugent, and added Maciej Żurawski as a scout to extend our knowledge a little. Now it looks good. Step 2, the squad. There are literally 15 people in the team, and no center backs. So I started by selling people. Very smart idea. I know. Names of these people are Adam Rychli, Patryk Heilt and Yuri Jaroszczyn. They weren't in the 15-man roster anyway. I then proceeded to invite a total of 15 people on trial to see if any are worth signing, mainly center and left backs. We've got a couple of them on permanent deals, first of them being the subscribe button. What? I meant Gia Grigalava, a Georgian free agent, as well as Jules Diouf, another free agent but French. There is also a fully free loan of Stepan Halupek from Teplice and a 250k transfer of Lukas N from Zdrojewka Brno. On the left back, we brought in Tomasz Fabian on a free, and up front joined Paweł Wychnal on a free deal as well. The board, or whoever manages U19s, brought in these 3 Nugents, but their only purpose is to make up the numbers, to be fair. With this kind of movement, we were actually getting ready for our first season in charge. This included a couple of friendlies against likes of Trinec, Baník Ostrava, Witkowice, Oben Pulendorf and Wilklamark, with the latter two being in Austria. And in one of the friendlies, we took the lead over Baník Ostrava when we were yet to make a signing, until Discord for daddies. Now, as you can tell, we're 4 minutes and a half into the episode, and we are yet to play a proper game yet. And this episode is way too short, probably. So, I have decided to show you the first 3 games of the season. And I promise you, they were wild. I'm not gonna lie. When I was managing Gina in FM20 or Randers in FM23 or even Borussia Dortmund, I was like, yeah, okay, that's gonna be cool. But for this particular save, I for the first time feel that I'm genuinely excited. I'm genuinely excited to begin with this save. I'm genuinely excited with the Opava and all that stuff. Like, for the first time, I can definitely tell, yep, this is gonna be something. And we have a free kick in the 23rd minute as Fabian gets the ball and he scores, and it's our first goal of the season. I didn't expect that against Dukla Prague, who are on the way to promotion from the 2nd division in real life. They're like 2nd place or something like this, as Dukla are having a play on the left side, a cross into Kozma, as Cheers easily catches that around the goal line. We still have a corner as Tomasz Fabian already. I can tell he's a decent player, as we hit the post of the corner. Kopechny now loses possession after this cross. Hellebrand puts the ball forward to Vanecek. He scores, but it's offside. Blecha makes a brilliant pass to Rataj on the left. Should be crossing into the penalty area. Not a penalty, but Miloš Kopechny could, and should have scored it, and does score it for 2-0. We're leading 2-0 into 50 minutes of the game. This is simply wonderful. We win in our SFC Opava debut. Brilliant stuff. This is what we want to see. We are not leading. Yeah, we are 3rd, but this is fine, as this is still a playoff spot and one of the best debuts you could get. Now it's time for the 2nd game of the season. Vyshkov is our opponent in the first highlight. Plays the ball to free Blecha. Rataj to Malek, who goes forward, shoots, but it's saved. As Falta plays to Suarez, who plays to Lachodny. Fabian clears it. Good job. Although only as far as Stepanek. Kamara plays it back to the defensive line. As I can see, Vyshkov plays sort of a back 3 as Kanad Kimana scores it. What a chip, though. Juve now can carry the ball forward, plays it to Rataj. Although I don't know why he decided to pass it back to Fabian. Rataj, this time it was a good decision to pass back. Tischler, lots of passes. Rataj plays it to Tischler. So many passes there. What's a football? We have visible advantage over them. We have visible advantage over them. We should be scoring sooner than later. There is penalty. That's a penalty. Good. That's good news. As Yaroslav Malek tacks it home. 2-1. We're leading into the halftime. Falta will run down left. Cross it to Bayo. What was this? Keeper. We've got another corner. Maciej Hellebrand crosses it to Vanecek, and this is what I wanted to see from a striker. 3-2. We're leading again. Fantastic stuff. Tischler crosses it. Cleared, but Kopechny takes the ball, shoots, and it's a corner again. So maybe Blecha can get a good cross. Vanecek got saved twice. Although Malek has the ball again. Corner for the 3rd time in a row. We're just smoking them. It's like 3 XG. And we're looking for the 4th goal. Kopechny hits the crossbar. Plays it to Cijr. Maciej Hellebrand. What was that? Seriously, what was that? Kanakimana has already scored today. And he drives inside. Again, seriously? We just need to win possession once. We just need to win possession once. Good from Gia. Pass it to the middle. Malek. Vanecek can be the winner! It is the winner! It's 4-3 in the 92nd minute. This is just lower league stuff. You can't write this. You can't make this up. This is fantastic. This is 4-3. We should be now seeing the game out. We should be now seeing the game out. Although this is the final minute highlight. No. Vanecek. Maventa wins possession back. Stejskal. The keeper just kicks it forward. Hellebrand won it. Just kick it out. It's less than 10 seconds remaining. Cheers the keeper. Gives the ball to Grigoleva. Our Georgian international. Doing well so far this season. Although, what is this? Vintr. Cross. No way. Can we do something in the final minute? We can't. I cannot believe this. We were winning. We are winning in the 92nd minute. How we cannot keep the discipline in the final 3 minutes of the match? Look at the XG though. 3.56 versus 2.49. For the neutral fan, this is like a great watch. But for us, we just disappointed ourselves. Now we're back home at Opava. This time it's third match day. We've won against Dukla Prague. We've drawn against Vyshkov. So I hope this is the second win. Because you could definitely see that we are able to win the league. We're able to win the league. And we have to keep it up. It's going good. Let's keep going. Hrubesh cuts inside. Left foot. My words have been quickly verified. It's the 22nd minute. Grigoleva places the ball to the left. Fabian passes it instantly. First touch to Tischler. Great dribble there from him. Miloš Kopečny crosses. Vanieček over the bar. That was close. Shula passes it in edge of area. What would be that goal? Shula this time into the short post. This is what I wanted to see. David Vanieček with third goal of the season. Just have to ensure we score 1 or 2 more than our opponents. And it's pretty much doable. As Hybl wins the ball on the left. He's driving it forward on the left side. Should be crossing to Pavel Vychnal. Pass it back to Studla. This is 2-1. This is the response for the conceded goal I want to see. Should be passing it back though to Tischler. Lost possession but wins it back because they cleared to absolutely nobody. Vychnal with the ball on the left. Vanieček squared it and it's a penalty for Opava. I hope there's no injuries there. Especially from our star striker. As Pavel Vychnal is going to score for the first time this season. 3-1. We cannot let this go. We cannot let this slip. We're approaching the end of the game, but Listen, do get the highlight. Sokol plays it to Mahalik as Vlasak finds space, although he's been stopped by the keeper. We have a corner right now, so I'll just wait. Helebrand pass it to Grigoleva. 4-1. Brilliant. Yeah, we've won the game. Easy. 7 points out of 3 games. Fantastic start to the season. Could have been perfect, but it's only fantastic. And although my words have been verified early in terms of winning the league potentially, I think this is real. I think we can win the league easily this season. Hybl wins it back. Blecha now plays it, loses possession, wins it back again. Drives forward. Should be passing to Rataj. And Rataj scores it. Fantastic. Who plays it to Kopečny. Should be passing it forward. Vanieček takes the ball on the right. I think he's going across. And he did cross. To Tomasz Rataj. Making it 2-0. Passes to Vanieček. Kopečny with the ball on the right side. I think he's going to cross, although he has the tendency to shoot. And he does shoot for a 3-0 in 23 minutes. Hybl now plays with Tischler. Blecha is crossing it to Kopečny, almost getting a double. As the ball is played to Mara, Reznicek is scoring. And I'm pretty sure we're winning this one. No doubt over it. Brilliant performance. 3-1. And we can easily focus on the cup. Another win came against Brozany. We traveled 3 hours to just win 4-0, and we should just leave it there and move on. But Jan Kadlec decided he's gonna do this. The transfers I am yet to mention that are relevant are a free loan of Richard Polaszek from Przybram and Rashid Al-Hassan from Unemployment. Returning to league action, we kept the unbeaten streak with a 1-0 win over Viktoria Žižkov. It was great, but then things took a turn for the worse. I had some players led by Miloš Kopečny complaining about the squad depth of centre mid. I said we've got enough of them signed, but they were still unhappy, so I told them I'll get some more in, despite having like 7 people ready to play in this position in the club. I brought in Tomasz Borek, I brought in Matej Kotiš, Sebastian Kofi on loan and Uriel Okepe on loan. That is 4 more people. 4! I even sold Yahaya to make it possible. And even despite 4 signings...
Nah, I'm not having it, mate. Not sufficient depth.
How deep do you want it to be? Simple question. Do you want like 25 people? Do you want to hire an entire population of Opava to be happy? I don't know at this point. Really. It looks like we are on the downward spiral. We had 2.8 XG. Vlas team had 1.4. They won 2-1! Fantastic! I mean, fantastic stuff. It's because we lack squad depth of center mids. And then we had the cup game against Żywanice. Our XG was 2.3. Their XG was not even a half. And they won 3-2. Again, are you going to blame it on the squad depth of center mids? Or maybe you just can't score and you have to learn how to play football. Good, we at least took the lead against Opava. And finally we were on the course to win. Maybe we'll just move on from this. We bottled it in the final seconds. We then conceded a goal against Proštejov. Brilliant. Thankfully, Maciej Chyb got a brilliant goal for his account to equalize. Next up, we hosted Sparta Prague B, which was our big chance to turn things around. However, the game wasn't the most electrifying, with only 2 chances in the first half, which were this long shot from Emil Tischler and Golian's solo run. The scoring opened up in the second half with a wonder strike from Filip Blecha. Only response from Sparta was this missed shot, and with that we take a huge 1-0 win. After we've won a game against Sparta Prague's B team, I felt some sort of a relief, but not full relief just yet, because the fact we've bottled a couple of previous games really bothers me. But I hope it was just this slump that we needed to have. It was a bit of verification that we have to progress in order to get that promotion, which is still real, which is possible, which is doable easily. Lange passes to the left to Uricha. Diouf clears it. More mess in the box. And I don't know how this did not go in. Pass it back though. Fabian to Wanieczek. Hits the post. Which is fine for the depth. As Lange. Why? Just why do we let these guys shoot? Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Blecha takes it. Grigalava. With a fantastic shot to make it 2-1. With a fantastic shot to make it 2-1. This is why we have shoot on site. You have possession. You have the throw in. You have Adam Studla on the right side. He passes to Wanieczek. GG. And we're not bottling this. 3-1. We're back into the winning ways. No amount of unhappiness from Kopechny will change that. There is squad depth on the midfield. I even brought too many players and you're still not happy. There's your win. Nice work, everyone. This is what we wanted to see. Good job. We lead the Czech League again. The second Czech League again. And if you want to get that promotion, this is what we need to keep doing. We will play one more game live with my live commentary against Hrušim, who are also contesting for the promotion playoff. Makes a turn, shoots, brilliant, yes! This is what we wanted to see. The morale in the team is coming back up. Doing well so far, but Tischler is not doing well. We've let Hull on one-on-one, but thankfully he's missed it. Diouf with Malek. Filip Blecha passes to Vichnal, and that's 2-0 in 25th minute. As Zawiszka has possession. We might be going low with our defensive line, to be fair, because the amount of times they are just invited to our box like this is puzzling me. It's a penalty and Courage is going to score it. Yeah, he did. Was running with the ball down left. Should be passing it back to Blecha. 3-1 football. So I'm not going to do any changes, although Tlapak is now playing a ball to Zawiszka, whose worst shot ever has gone in. We might not smoke them on terms of XG, but in terms of creating chances themselves, we're doing it. Polaszek to Vichnal 4-2. Brilliant, yes! 4-2. We keep the lead of the Czech second division. No matter what Strevka Brno plays. Nice work, everyone. We keep the lead of 1 point. They have smoked Kromerich 6-1, so if we don't do more, then I'll be disappointed. Good thing we are back to winning ways. Bad news, we lost a goal against Warnsdorf. Actually make that 2, but we are able to recover. Blecha started with a solo run, then equalized with a penalty, and at the start of the second half, Paweł Vichnal took the lead with a rebound. What a win! It would be way better if we just stopped letting the opposition round behind our defense, which happened at the very start of the game against Taborsko. Rataj did equalize, but Syla had just an easy run into the penalty area, and was 3-1 before the second half. A 15-year-old lonely Polashek did score, but it wasn't enough. I'm really starting to wonder where our form has gone. We at least got an easy win against Kromerish 4-0, but it was no surprise. They are rock bottom of the table. What was a surprise though is Dukla Prague being 11th, and what was more of a surprise is that they scored 3 goals against us. The third one came in the 17th minute, which meant the game was pretty much over. Not for us. Dawid Wanieczek scored what looked like a consolation. But then in the 88th minute, we had hope of at least salvaging a draw with Jaroslav Malek scoring. We even got highlights straight from the kickoff, but Ondraszek just kicked it to the stands, giving us another loss. After 16 out of 30 games, we sit second in the table, only 2 points behind the leaders Zdrojewka Brno. To get that winning edge, in the next transfer window I am looking for a striker and a goalkeeper, as Lumir Cisz has been disappointing a couple of times, and the strikers wasted a fair amount of chances. You can just look up the XG stats from a couple of games ago. Winning the league is still very possible, but we have to return to winning ways in the second round of games. What's this again? Not enough game time? Fine. I hope this time you'll not break and glitch yourself. Wait, now you're fine? Because we're winning? I will never understand you. Anyways, what was I on? Oh yeah. Transfers. Or in other words, I can't sing. So I will just tell you that we brought in a keeper called Martin Melichar from Przybram and a striker Nikola Zwrko from Montenegrin FC Petrovac. We also decided to let go Mateusz Migleski and Alex Wojtinho, as well as Adam Ondraszek, who actually handed in a transfer request because he wasn't happy about the game time. Except we didn't, because there was no club happy to sign him. For a new season, hopefully in the first league, we already have a guaranteed striker in Dominik Breda. And with these signings, we started the pre-season. Great, just great. Left back, Iron Real, lacking squad depth again. At least this time I made no promises, so we will not break the game again. Danik Waneczek decided to have a problem with center mids again though, but thankfully dropped it quickly. And yeah, we lost Polashek as he got recalled due to putting him in the wrong position, despite the fact he was cooking on right wing back and starting regularly. There could be only one response. So how was the preseason though? 3 Austrian teams, 2 losses, 1 draw. Not great. This is why I've made one more friendly against Fridek Mistek, which we easily won. But sharpness was there and our ability to play improved, which meant we are ready to win against Vyshkov. Except we didn't, cause despite over 20 shots, we had a goalless draw. Thankfully things started to get better with a game against Silesian, in which we started really well with Rataj scoring from a rebound. We did double the lead because Tischler... Yeah, we did not keep a clean sheet though, with Jiri Hrubesh getting one back. We still won, although we are very close from losing, but thankfully Silesian wasted 2 more chances. Adding on Brno almost losing to Przybram, a direct confrontation for the lead in the league was going to be massive. Probably the most important game of this season. If we win, we take the lead of the table, and that equals with us having an advantage for the remainder of the campaign. So we need to take that victory. We need it very badly. I know these players can do it, so let's go for it. Although we have a highlight straight away for Brno, as Graneczny has the ball on the left side. Looks like they're going to play down the wing a little, but Kopeczny wins it back instantly. Blecha play to the left. No, he's going to decide to play to the right. Kopeczny now takes the ball wide. Emil Tischler, brilliant goal against Silesian. Now Blecha takes the ball and is going to drive into the box, and he scores it in the first minute. Exactly 1 minute after kickoff, we're leading against Zdrojewka Brno, and we are now leading the table. Goes forwards, pass to Smejkal. Cross, but thankfully Lumir Cisz saves it. Żediew, good pass to Malek. Kopeczny on the right. At least pass it back if you have no options. I was giving you a little compliment at the very start and you do this. Although Fabian now kicks the ball away. This is what is actually supposed to be done. Hallebrand now plays it to Graneczny, who is going to cross it. So watch out for that one. Or no, he's going to pass to Fusek. Potoczny scores it. And it's an own goal. Dziuf, Blecha finds a long shot. But if he shot from the left, that would be better. It's Tomasz Fabian. Redeems almost himself with this cross, and Grigalowa hits the bar. Rataj crosses to Vichnal. Kopeczny now wins the ball, should be crossing it, and almost went in with an own goal. And we almost concede from here. as Brno are having highlight on the left side. And I was heavily worried we were going to concede this one. We have so much luck. It takes stupid long time. I really might go attacking, I really might go encourage people. Stierba takes too long. But thankfully it went wide. Grigalava passes to Stüdla. Passes it back to Grigalava. Good that we keep possession. Most important fact, we keep possession. Because if we keep possession, there's no way they're scoring themselves. Vichnal. Pass it to Stüdla. Go! It's in! It's 2-1 in the final minute. We just have to see this out. And we take the lead of the second Czech division. They have the final throw-in. They have the final throw-in. Just kick it out. Cisz clears it. Helebrand. I'm still waiting on the outcome. I hope the outcome is not this. Yes! Lumir Cisz has saved it. Finally! A good save from the keeper. Although it's the final minute corner. Clear it. Foul. We've won it. We've pretty much won it. We've done it. Final minute winner from Adam Stüdla gives us the win. It gives us a fantastic win. We take the lead of the league by a single point. Vlasi may also get involved if they win a game against, let me see, Dukla Prague. Or one of the B teams. Whoever. Don't care. We won. This is what we care about. We took the lead in the standings, and things were even better once we saw Brno drawing Kihlava and Vlasim losing to Przybram, which meant we kept the lead of the league regardless. But we wanted to win against Viktoria Žižkov anyways, which we did with a 2-1 result. After that game, I realized something. Check this out. I've done it. We have A+ from the board and the funds. This is some fantastic achievement, really. Although we also got a Melihardi call from loan. He would play if Lumir Cisz wasn't doing that well as he was recently. So I don't understand these people at Przybram again. But it's their problem. We're leading the table and our focus is them. Yes, them. We're having Przybram as opponents in this very next match. But before that, a youth intake, which was actually really good. Although we have no use of wingers, Vladimir Bezdek looks like a decent wingback. In the future, of course. Marek Fiala is definitely our future striker, and Rostislav Valnocha is potentially a good deep playing forward or advanced too. Denis Rajnoch also has some potential in him. Now let's show Przybram what we are capable of. Rataj plays it to Fabian on the left, who cuts inside as usual. Filip Blecha runs down left side, crosses it, and it's in! Dawid Wanieczek gives us the lead. Giving it back to Helebrand, although Kopeczny loses possession like an absolute amateur, and the amount of space Wagner has, well, he had to score it. As Tomasz Feben runs with ball down left, loses possession, wins it back really quickly. Tischler passes to Rataj, as Malek hits the post. Blecha. Al-Hassan. Filip Blecha passes it to Diouf. And after a deflection, it goes in. Jules Diouf gives us the lead again. Who gives a ball to Suchan, but Lumir Cisz with a brilliant save. Possession. Wagner hits the post, thankfully. But why are we letting them all inside the penalty area? We have to lower up defensive block or just not press as much. Emil Tischler. Solomon O'Malley. Haven't seen him in a long time. And this is how you earn a place in the squad. Solomon O'Malley, who barely appeared on the pitch throughout the season, now scores a wonder when we didn't expect it at all. Pass it in front of the area. Švestka almost scores it, but thankfully he did not. Švestka now passes to Wagner, but Wagner was offside. So I'm not really bothered about this goal because it was so offside. As he passes it forward to Wanieczek, who scores a goal for a 4-2. Solomon O'Malley with the best of entrances possible to the team. Came from the bench, scored a wonderful goal, and now gives this assist. I love this result. We keep the lead of the Czech second division regardless. Maybe something has happened during the game against of Zdrówka Brno. They've won 2-0, so nothing really. But Vlasim lost to Taborsko, so we're pretty much first or second, and I prefer to be first. But there are still 9 games left and 27 points to gain, so I'd like to waste no time and jump straight into a fixture against other promotion candidates, Vlasim. Kopeczny will now play to Sebastian Kofi, and Adam Stüdla scores an opener for 1-0 against the third place team in the league. Should be looking for a cross attempt, he does. To Al Hassan though, in front of the box, who makes a wonderful pass to that. I was 100% expecting he would shoot, unfortunately it's offside. But what a pass that is. Now Hisson drives into the penalty area, that is a pen. And that is a card as well, potentially. Jiri Kulhanek, he's been fouled now, takes a shot and equalizes it. Kulhanek runs with ball down the wing. And passes back to Breda, who crosses to Śmiga, but it's been cleared so far, but Badu makes a shot and scores the leading goal. So we have a highlight straight from the kickoff. Tischle, Grigalava. As now Al Hassan has the ball down the left side. And that cross to Vanieček makes it an equalizer. 2-2, right after they scored the leading goal. And we're back on track. We just need to score one more. Passes to Lumir Cisz. Now Grigalava has possession. Rashid Al Hassan finally gets the ball on the left. Tischle makes a long pass to Żywko. And he almost scores from an overhead kick. Why have you tried that? What was he thinking? Nikola Żywko, in the final minute, instead of trying to find the pass to Dawid Vanieček into an empty net, just goes for an overhead. We have 1 point of advantage in Zdrowka Brno win against Prague. And they drew as well, so that's fine. Just, why did you try that, Nikola? And you know what? This gets worse, with the fact we could only get a 1-1 draw against Tichelawa. Zbrojovka Brno won against Sparta Prague B, which closed the gap to a single point. We thankfully took the lead against relegation candidates Prostejo, with this header from Jules Diouf. He was offside. Then we took the lead with Stepan Halupek shooting a ball to the top of the net. We did not want to help ourselves though. Tomasz Winczur brings Rolinek down, which means only one decision. Penalty. Jaron stepped up to equalize, but was stopped by Lumir Cisz. Only for him to score 18 minutes later and give Prostejo a draw, and lost us the lead of the table. Things didn't get better with us being unable to score against Sparta Prague B, which meant not only we got a 0-0 draw, but also Zbrojovka won, which meant the gap increased to 3 points. Okay, that's big news. Finally, Miloš Kopečný does not make a problem anymore about the squad depth. So I'm happy to keep him for this one more year. Probably the most important game of the season, because this is a decider in all fairness. If we still have a chance of getting into the top flight of Czech football from the first place or the second, because we're pretty much guaranteed top 2. But I want to be that step ahead of Zbrojovka Brno and actually get there with no worries of playoffs. Jarosław Malek plays down the right side. Kopečný finds Vanieček. And this is in 1-0. Assist from Miloš Kopečný as well. So I believe, after his reaction in the team meeting, that things are getting better and he's not going to just cry about the squad depth anymore. Again to Kopečný. Is it a chance for the second assist? No, because there's a lot of passes in the middle of the pitch. What a sequence of passing. Let's go. 2-0. Was not going to cross it just yet. Passes it to Malek. And Vanieček makes a 10 in the box. Tries to score. Takes the ball on the right side for Omuniec. Beat him. And Kramar, I think, doesn't make it a clean sheet anymore. And we've been unbeaten for 10 games, but it doesn't satisfy me. We should have got like 2 more wins. And then I would be much happier. They've won 2-0. But the goal difference isn't really a big thing for me. We just need to score points. Chrudim have lost 5 games in a row. This is still massive. They were promotion candidates. They're at least in the playoff spots. Now they've gone as far as 10th. As Zawiszka enters the box. But Lumir Cisz saves it. Long ball to Langame. And who scores it from... I don't even know what that was. Oh, that was offside! Okay. That's better. We've got the morale problem sorted. But... in terms of playing, who just scores it? No, thankfully. On the right side. Just goes through half of the box. Matulka had to score it. What is this, really? Fabian with a cross. And this is an equalizer from Dawid Vanieček after a corner from Tomasz Fabian. But Filbrecha gets the ball on the right side. Crosses to Fabian. Just off the post. Long ball from Reżniczek to Langame. And how is Zawiszka not scoring this? I don't understand. Zawiszka shoots from distance, but thanks to his knock, it's not a problem because it's off target. Szula now passes to Fabian on the left side. Should be just crossing it to Jirkal. Brilliant. We're taking the lead against Chrudim. Szula. Long ball to Jirkal. And this is what I'm talking about. 3-1. And the youngster, well, would have scored the brace if it wasn't offside. But this is what I'm talking about. Quick and finds great positioning. And this is one of the results. Although I doubt he was offside. Return to the bench at this point. Malek. If a shot that hits the bar. Congratulations for our boys, as they have won 2-1. They came from behind. Matulka scored in the 26th. Then he scored 2 goals. Jirkal gets his first goal of his senior career. That was a good comeback. And this is what we wanted to see. And to keep going unbeaten, I know we're leading the table for now. But Zdrojewka are having a game probably tomorrow. And they got a draw against the side that is pretty much getting relegated, which opens up a huge chance to not only get playoffs, but also promotion. We still had a huge chance. And we're going for it with a 2-1 win over Varnsdorf. But Brno also won against Dukla Prague, which kept the gap. It looked like we're bottling it though. Against Taborsko, despite many chances, we got a goalless draw. But there was some fantastic news from the city of Vyshkov. I mean, we've tried everything. The ball did not go in. At least, we've taken the lead of the league on the final match day. I mean, before the final match day. And all that is left is that we have to win against Kromeriš. Although they are on the rise and might even save themselves, but we cannot let that happen. They've won 6-1 over Przybram. All that matters now is that we have to win. We just have to win 1-0, it's enough. 1 win, 3 points, we're the champions, we're in the first division, and can plan for the next season. Let's go. Emil Tischler passes to Blecha. Wanieczek with the ball on the... It's a penalty though! As Wyrko was trying to get a rebound, Malek, with a chance to score, he does. 1-0. We're the champions for now. Tomasz Fabian with the ball on the left side, passes to Tischler. We've got Żelazniów on the middle. Jirkal wins another penalty. Malek steps up again. And this time he's saved. Bleszew Tischler, Żelazniów passes the forward to Szczudla. Szczudla finds Jirkal. Has to win possession back. And he scores for 2-0. We're safe. We're safe. We've done it. I think that's it. I think we've done it. SFC Opava, the champions of the second division of Czech Republic. Although nothing's going on when it comes to the post-match celebrations. I don't know what's going on. I hope we've done it. Yes! I've just seen the Steam achievements. Kromeriš, good run at the end, but going down at the end of the day. Prostejov are staying up with a final win over Varnsdorf, who they relegated, by the way. What is the second Czech division? But what matters is that we are in the first division. Next episode, we'll be planning. We're just planning it out for our first season top flight. We've got massive wage budget to work with, by the way. Might as well bring it down a little. 500,000 in the transfer budget, which is a massive for our first season in the top flight. We've got some transfers already. Dominik Breda from Jablonec, who's joining us as a main striker. I know he's 2.5 stars, but he's got 40 finishing, 13 dribbling, low composure end of the ball, but we can work around with it. Next up is Martin Janacek, decent goalkeeper. I've seen him being slightly better than our current Lumir Cisz. Command of area is better, Aerolic is better, a bit better on agility. There are better options, but for now, Martin Janacek will ensure we're staying up. Tomasz Stefko, a 15-year-old, joins us as well on the left wing back. He's a mentality monster, 16 aggression, 17 determination, decent athletic attributes. Although he's a bit short, but I'm fine with it. We are looking for a wing back on support. And as a rotation option for Filip Blecha, who's definitely staying in our first team, we've got Filip Zorvan, he'll be replacing Adam Szczudla. These are our transfers. This was our final game of the season. We are the champions of the second division in Czech Republic. I think with decent players brought in, we may as well not only stay up, but maybe get to the mid-table finishes. Just over 500,000 on the transfer budget is definitely something to play with, but that already is cut short with a permanent deal to bring in Stepan Halupek for 300k. What were the other transfers we've made? Watch this video to find out. So after the season, this is how our team looks like. I've made some little tactical changes. In the first place, I've brought Libero to the right side of the pitch, as well as dropped back the ball-winning midfielder. And as you can definitely tell right now, our squad looks a little bit empty because we've got only 3 people in there and a couple more in the backups, which you can see on the bench. This is our second 11. You can look at this list of the players and you can definitely tell they aren't making it anything over the French option, which means most of them will be letting them go. But it doesn't mean we don't have any transfers to make. If you look at the transfers and you look at the incomings, we've got Dominik Breda, we've got Martin Janacek, we've got Tomasz Stefko, as well as Filip Zorban, but he's going to be a rotation playmaker, and Stepan Halupek. There's a chance we get him on a permanent deal. When it comes to the board vision of the club, we just have to attempt to avoid relegation. We don't even have to stay up, we just have to attempt to stay up. Although I think we can do way better than that, but we'll accept the current vision because it gives us absolutely no pressure. I'm also looking for a new director of football as our one. He's pretty poor in terms of attributes. As you can tell, Jarosław Kolejna has only 775, and the worst ones I've seen on this list are having like 11, 10, 10, which is pretty decent. The best one, I think, is this new gen called Łukasz Woszachlik. 6.5k? We don't. I have found a decent director of football, at least for our possibilities. He's Andres Quesada, and you may think, okay, who have you brought in? We may have hard negotiations, although he's 9-9. He also has 13 judging player ability, as well as Costa Rican knowledge, so maybe helpful in the future. Good news, actually, I've got 2 good news, is that we may have a senior affiliate. Unfortunately, the board did not find any suitable options. Second good news, for now, I could only make 3 recruitment focuses. These are Poland, Czech Republic, and Slovakia. I will be exploring maybe loan opportunities in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and Benelux, which we also have available in the Central European package. The third good news is that I am definitely set to make a transfer on the left back position. Although we may already have Tomasz Stefko joining us on loan, I want someone who already brings in some decent quality. And that guy in my shortlist is called Valjankovic from Slovenia. Wing back and support, I've already shown you. We're making an offer, as we'll see how much do they want. I mean, doable. How about we pay 200k? Brilliant. As he wants to be an important player, this is all understandable. Wage might be too high. It's fine that he has a bit of a release clause. We'll bring your clean sheet bonus up, but you have to lower down your wages to 2.5, 2.8. I'll bring up the clean sheet bonus. Brilliant. We may have to adjust our transfer budget, but I'm all in for bringing in Valjankovic. He's a decent player, and I hope we're going to have a bright future with him on the left back position for proper. In between all the transfer business, which is the main topic of this episode, I want to show you some of the most interesting leagues and the most important fact for us in terms of build a nation safe. I want to show you how did Czech Republic do when it comes to Europe. And we did dramatically badly. Because you cannot even see us on this list. We have to go down to the 30th place when you want to see Czech clubs making it to Europe. Sparta Prague made it to the group stages of Europa League, but got 3rd place, where it was basically smashed by Ajax. Next up was Victoria Pilsen, who happened to just finish in the playoff round of Europa Conference League qualifiers. Same thing happened to Slavia Prague, who lost Apple on penalties. And there's also Bohemians, who got knocked out by Bodo Glimt in the 2nd round. As you can see, Sparta Prague has won the regular season, but when we go to Championship Group, they confirmed themselves as champions, 3 points ahead of Slavia Prague, and a big gap over Baník Ostrava and Slovácko. When we are going to the playoff round, it's Victoria Pilsen who faced Karvin and won, although I'm not sure how it entirely works. Yeah, they got the Conference League spot. When it comes to relegation group, Slovan Liberec and Hradec Králové are in the playoff, and Jablonec got relegated directly. So how are the playoffs? Basically both teams who were in the first league stayed up, so Zdrojovka is going to stay in the 2nd division. When it comes to the most interesting leagues in Europe though, starting in Portugal, Benfica has won over Porto and Sporting by a quite big margin. Eredivisie was won by PSV on goal difference. Ligue 1, usual business. Serie A was won by Inter just ahead of Juventus, Milan and Napoli. Bundesliga has seen Bayern doing the usual. In Spain, it's the Madrid clubs that dominated, ahead of Barcelona. And the Premier League, it's Man City doing it again. Today, we will not play any official league matches. This video is a season preview, but we did play a couple of friendlies against two lower Czech division sides, Ingolstadt and FC Gleister from Austria. We won all of the games and scored a lot of goals, so there's not much to talk about. Good, we have much sharpness at least. Coming back to our transfers, I'll start with the outings, and these are Maciej Hybl, Adam Ondraczek, Adam Richter and Solomon Omale on loan. Although with this one, we are awaiting confirmation as of now. To replace them, I brought in another goalkeeper named Fabian De Keyser from Heracles Almelo. He's a different class compared to Janacek. I had to sign him, especially for 180k. But there's one problem. Yeah, I guess Janacek is gonna have some fun between the sticks. Second new signing is Nemanja Ilic from AS Trencin, who quite surprisingly got relegated from the Slovakian top flight. He requested to leave, and I used that opportunity to bring him for 80k. Even if he doesn't turn out to be a great player, he will definitely be a good investment anyway, as we can even get 1 million for him in the future. We also brought in a ball-winning midfielder in Jovan Mirkovic, who also is eligible to play at right back. I also decided to bring in some more staff members alongside our director of football. These include a recruitment analyst Mirko Osters, a very talented scout Nurusz Markovic, as well as 2 Slovenian physios and a fitness coach. This gives us a mid-table coaching and medical staff, but also one of the best recruitment teams in the league. That all makes us ready for the challenges of the league. Let me know in the comments what do you think of this transfer window, as well as where do you think we'll finish our first season in the top flight. The board only wants us to attempt to avoid relegation. We are predicted to finish rock bottom, but I think we can safely land in top 10 with those improvements. Due to us having no wage budget remaining, we were able to bring one more player only, and that is Dawid Stepanek, who last played in Jablonec. He's a decent defender and will play for us in a libero role, but he's only coming to us at the end of August. And now it's just about July 20th, today when the season starts with a game against Dynamo Czeskie Budziejowice. So slightly higher up the tempo of the game is Tomasz Tewko, finds Blecha, finds Jirkal, and that pace merchant almost scores it. We've already got an injury of Jiri Skalak from Budziejowice, but Jirkal now wins possession in the second highlight of the game. Pass it, square it basically, and he's decided to shoot. Filip Blecha crosses again, this time Vichnal scores the first goal of the season, back in the top flight, and we're already leading, which is a good indicator for the season. Might go a little bit more balanced, maybe find some little more time wasting, lower the tempo of the game in order to keep that 1-0 lead. Although our entire backline is getting tired, I hope this will not influence this highlight. Hellebrand. Nemanja Ilic almost wins it. Hellebrand again scores it after a blunder from Janacek as well. We've got an advantage over Czeskie Budziejowice. And this is the final highlight of the game. If they score... Trumer wins the ball on the left side. Moita. Now it's a ball played to Slatki. Suhan wins it. We've bottled our victory in the final minutes of the game. We've bottled it on the stoppage time. I mean, nothing wrong from Bezdek. Stefko's just inexperienced, but thankfully we're having Jankovic joining on the second game. We might lose Filip Blecha though. I'm disappointed, but at least we know that we've got potential. Because just look at the match stats. 19 versus 7 on shots, 8 versus 5 on target, 1.9 on XG versus 0.6, and I can keep going, but you know the point. There is a positive in this bottle though. We are capable of actually playing on a decent level and did not come here to just keep getting battered. Our first away fixture was at Teplice with only 1 goal, but this was a goal scored by us, with Jaroslav Malek hitting it into the top bins. It looked like we were getting back to normal in the third game of the season against Sigma Omuniec. However, a mess on the corner led to Slavia Prague loanee Tomasz Tewko equalizing. That was another important point. Mlada Boleslav got a great start to the season, but there's one thing they are missing. A win against Opava. They did not get it, because they only scored to a single goal. And how about us? 1, 2, 3, and 3 points. But if you thought this season was going to be a walk in the park for at least a safe campaign, you'd be wrong. On the 5th match day, we went on to play Hradec Králové, who had 0 points prior to this match. What happened? You guessed it, they scored in the 6th minute. Literally nothing else happened in the first half, so we will skip to the 53rd minute and Tomasz Rataj scoring after he got an open goal pass. But they made up for their mistake. A brilliant shot, I must say. A penalty. And Blecha, with the worst clearest attempt of all time, made it a total of 4 goals for the relegation threatened side, which meant we might be relegation threatened as well. Good thing we returned to home action with a 1-0 win over Fastav Zlin. But would the return to form last for long? Not sure, because we're facing Sparta Prague next. As Malek takes a shot just over the bar. Kehrida now goes past the opponent. Will cross it. Janacek with a blunder. We're after the first half. Rata is injured, so we'll bring in both Dominik Breda and Pavel Vichnal onto the pitch. Stepanek also is tired, so we'll bring in Jules Diouf. Kehrida again, he's already crossed the ball once, resulting in a goal, and that results in a second goal. We temporarily won possession, and that's free. Miguel de la Fuente with a lob. And they just abused this Kehrida guy, despite the fact I told them to trigger press on him and just tight mark him. Sure, we've got thrashed by Hradec Králové, but this will be our first season. We will thrash people and then we'll be thrashed. And now Karabec is getting us getting a 5. Although we're playing low block, we're just getting a 6. This is what I don't want, particularly. Rus is going to score a 7th. I mean, I expected a 2-0 down, but I cannot explain this. As a team that started really decently, we're 9th in the table, we are still 9th, and we are safe and sound on 11th. This is far from even bad. I seriously don't get it. How are we meant to stay up, at the very least? What just happened to a team that started the season with a decent run? And it didn't look like the end of the problems. Not only it's a derby against Baník Ostrava, but of course we got the dressing room atmosphere to the worst state possible. So I absolutely expect nothing out of this game. And that goes in. Although we might have the VAR, but I don't think it was offside. It wasn't. And now the players will be angry at me because I've already used the demand more. We'll see how much offside that was. That was a little bit offside. Mirkovic passes it to Vichnal, who almost lost possession. Dominik Breda at least got a shot, but slightly off target. Has the ball on the right, crosses it, and it's cleared, but Almasi is getting a penalty. Just give already the pen. I don't even care at this point. Takac is going to take it and score it. Adera. It's a second. Now I seriously can't at this point. I'll take that 2-0 loss. Although it's a loss. We should be safe from relegation considering the form of Karvina, Hradec Králové, and Fastav Zlin, maybe Pardubice as well. This genuinely is funny. Look at this result. Baník Ostrava just lost to Sigma Łomuniec. I mean, it was slightly better, but only slightly. We still lost, and it was mainly due to set pieces. And giving a stupid penalty, of course. But I said that we are safe because Pardubice are having a bad run of form. It can't get any worse. 3 thrashings in a row. We're just going straight down. No chance. Unless it can, because in the third round of Mall Cup, we encountered Witkowice from the 4th division, and they opened up the scoring. A couple of minutes later, a penalty for them was called, and at this point, I really thought this save might as well be over. There is no way we're recovering from this embarrassment. I'm getting sacked. I'll just simulate the rest of the game. Can't even think of an You what? Did we actually just learn how to play football? I looked up the highlights afterwards, and it turns out we won in the final minute of extra time. So, I don't know, did Opava players get motivated because you just subscribed to the channel? Don't know, up to you. But it definitely helped in a game against Slovacko. This was the game when the Kaiser, who was injured by the way, finally got the debut. Janacek was also injured. This is why Lumircic played the last 2 games. The debut of the Dutchman definitely played a factor in this fixture. He just couldn't stop saving us, and even saved a huge one-on-one. Our big chance came in the 86th minute. Marek Fiala got fouled in the penalty area, and after VAR confirmed it, Jaroslav Marek stepped up and scored it. Only 4 minutes to go, but the problem was we got the highlights straight from the kickoff, which resulted in another 1v1, but thankfully the opponents hit the crossbar. No more shots came on, which means we took a huge win and 3 points to potentially turn things around. So could we keep up the form against Slavia Prague? No, I did not expect anything to happen, but they scored 6 goals. 6! There's actually no way we're staying up at this point, especially when Karvina, yes, Karvina, who are rock bottom, scored 2 in the first half. Our only answer was Jirka's left-footed strike, which means we lost the game against the side in last place. And we are ninth in the table before the Sparta Prague game. Only reason why we're not rock bottom is that Zlin, Kralove and Karvina themselves are losing games after games after games. We at least had a sort of reserve supplies in the points we got early. But yeah, we just cannot win against relegation rivals. Against Victoria Pilsen, you guessed it, we lost a goal in the 8th minute, and I was prepared for another dismantle. So much so that I abandoned the 5 at the back tactic entirely. Yes, I switched to 4-2-3-1, which then became a 4-3-3 on the permanent basis. Did this new approach work? Well, I guess it did. And it kept working in a game against Czechia Budějovice, who we defeated 2-0 in the MOL Cup round of 16. Same thing happened against Liberec, although it was just 1-0. After making huge progress in these couple of games, I decided to stick to a 4-3-3 because with 5 defenders, our defense got into pieces way too often. I wanted to stop that with a tactic that balances out the space in every part of the field and actually makes the space out wide with wingers. Next up was Bohemians Prague. The game was just an easy one, as we scored 3 goals by the 55th minute. Things got close in the 64th minute with Christian Herrera scoring this header. Things got insanely close in the 70th minute. Herrera scored again. Okay, and I hope nothing else happens. Just see the game out. Can we actually hold the draw? At least? Turns out we just don't know how to keep a result, as Bohemians got probably their best comeback in their history, although Veseli, who's their coach, couldn't care less. We sorted ourselves out in a game against Teplice at least, as our newgen Marek Fiala scored a brace, and Zorvan Ufrataja added to the scoring as well. Fiala kept his form for the next game against Budějovice, scoring a double too. The barely 16-year-old scored against Omuniec as well, but when he was given a penalty, he got stopped. Our team then let Sigma players score twice, and thus we lost. But at this point, I wasn't even mad anymore. But I was mad when we lost 4 goals against Mlada Bolesław. Thankfully, we scored not 1, but 2 back, but it wasn't enough to prevent us from another loss. With that, we are sitting 12th in the standings, which is still a place in the relegation group, but we are very far from the bottom 3, and only 3 points away from as high as 8th, which may give us a chance to play in Europe. The Czech league system is really weird, so I'll explain the rules if we get to play that. Before the transfer window, we knew we are going to say goodbye to Jules Diouf, who moved to Cyprus, and Gia Grigaleva, who moved back to Georgia. Neither of these players got a load of game time, so it was a good decision to take their wages off the books. I am also looking for a winger in the winter transfer window when it comes to the comings into the club, as this is the position we're currently lacking in. About centre mids, we have a new box-to-box midfielder in Erwin Saavedra, who you may know from a certain journeyman career. We've got Marek Fiala and Milos Jirka from youth intake last year. Both of them are pace merchants. However, I can only play one of them up front, so the other one will have to go and become an inside forward. Which one would you put in which role? Let me know in the comments below. Jirka may be faster, but it's Fiala who's got 5-star potential. Both had fantastic moments on the pitch this year, but it's up to you who's going to be a striker. Oh, and also, I got 2 job interviews. First on the Turkish side Kasim Pasha, who I denied, but this one from Sparta Prague is tempting. This is strictly an Opava save, so we will not move. But if you were in this save, would you try getting that? What are the transfers we've made? Due to our wage budget being abysmally low, we could only sign 1 player, a free agent in Maciej Polida as a depth option to the left wing. His wage demands were really low, and that was the only reason we could get him. From the outings, using an intermediary, we negotiated a 21k fee for Lomil Cisz, but he's only going to join the Romanian side Gloria Buzău after the season. We tried letting go Kadlec, Vincur, Fabian and many others, but nobody decided to give them an offer. With all that, it's time to get going with the rest of the season. First opponent, Hradec Kralove, the relegation candidates who gave us peak football manager experience by scoring in the 19th minute. I genuinely thought we were just bottling a potential easy win again. We did not even create chances. But Lukasz N found himself getting a ball right before the penalty area. The goal was empty, so Lukasz shot and scored it. Shortly after, Breda gave us the lead. Unless he didn't, because it was an own goal. It could have been 3-1, but Jarosław Marek stepped up to a penalty and got stopped. So how did we do against another side in the relegation fight? Fastav Zlin? Of course, we conceded in the 5th minute. This time though, we did not struggle to create. Filip Zorvan equalized in the 28th minute and then gave us the lead with a shot after a turn in the box. Maciej Polidar tried to make it free from a free kick, but hit the bar. Dominik Breda scored the rebound though. It was now time to face Sparta Prague. Last time out, they battered us 7-0. And do you remember what happened in the first half of that game? Yes. we are only losing 1-0. What happened in the reverse fixture? We were also losing 1-0 into halftime, but this time we did not concede any more goals, and what is more, we've created chances ourselves. We did lose, but this game was simply an indicator of massive progress we've made compared to a couple months back. League aside, it was now time to face Slavia Prague in the quarterfinal of the Czech Cup. Even if we lose, I want to lose 1-0, maybe 2, we'll be fine, but all in all, this is what I don't want to see from the very get-go, as we lose in the 5th minute. Valiankovic plays with Polidar. We've put on a couple of backup players, Helebrand, Polidar, mainly to be fresh and ready for the game against Baník Ostrava in the league. Oh my days. Baeta, and makes a clear tackle, but it's going to be free. Seriously, we've been doing well recently. We've started well. These are just the types of games where nothing works. I'm saying box to box, both on the left and right, or actually a Metzala maybe. Inside forward made out of Nemanja Elic. I'm basically trying something. But Kopechny wins it. Saavedra finds Fiala. And Fiala almost scored the consolation, but at least we've got a chance finally. As Malek finds Stepanek, finds a brilliant pass to Ilic. It's Kopechny on the right, passes to Ilic. We've got a couple of short passes. As Saavedra almost makes it 3-1 towards Slavia Prague. I don't think that was offside, but I think that was Ilic, come on! But the XG is way higher than 0.08. 1.8, we could have easily get to the extra time. I mean, we only played well in the second half. But the amount of squares that we missed, we still did well, quarterfinal of the cup. Now our focus is the derby, and I'll be doing the derby with the live commentary as well. Bola gets the ball on the left side, might be crossing it, and Shin takes a long shot, no, passes it to Bola, who hits the bar, although I don't even know what the Kaiser was thinking in this situation. Got 3 yellow cards already, so our players have to watch out. Marcus passes to Bola, and that is a massive strike. Gives the ball to the right side to Alter Buniel, who's going to cross probably. He does, and Helebrand scores an own goal. And this is why I want him out of the club. And I know the sound quality for a moment has gone downhill, but seriously, what even is this from Matej Helebrand? We're throwing in flares. You can see on the corner of the screen, but that does give no effect. But yeah, we're losing again 3-0. But this time we showed no promise at all. And I'm tired of these results. That's all I've got to say. What's the position in the league? We're still ninth somehow, but only 2 points ahead of the relegation zone. Not the relegation zone, the relegation group. I will skip the game against Pardubice, because quite frankly, nothing happened. Slovakia was a tough opponent overall though, but only until the 17th minute, as Marek Fiala assisted Nemanja Elic first, and 2 minutes later, Nemanja Elic assisted Marek Fiala. This academy graduate is actually a baller, and his development makes me think we have our first wonder kid of the save. We conceded in the 25th minute though and unnecessarily made it close, especially with the fact that we gave away a penalty. But Janacek saved it. In case you're wondering why it was him, the Kaiser literally broke his hand earlier into the game. However, we secured the win, with Marek Fiala scoring another goal and Filip Zorvan making it 4 in the 94th minute. We then faced Slavia Prague yet again, but this time we are not letting them win easily, as we even scored a goal, even if it was offside. The players from the capital created a fair amount of chances, but simply could not convert them, simply putting the ball over the crossbar multiple times. The game ended up in a 0-0 draw, which in case you haven't realized, made us lose 6 goals less against each and every opponent we faced and got thrashed by. But name me a team in the comments that we cannot win against and is in the same region as us. Yes, Karvina. Kopic did score this great technical effort, but that and Zajic's 1-on-1 could have been saved by Janacek. Fiala did score one, but it was only a consolation. We did not let it get into our minds as we faced Victoria Pilsen and, quite surprisingly, won after making this team play to open up the scoring early and keep it. The penultimate game of the regular season was Liberec away. A win would ensure we are going to play in the European playoff instead of seeing out the season in the relegation group. We won 2-0. Dominik Breda opened up the scoring after this pass from Helebrand, who after all will stay in the club for the next season, and Nemanja Elic scored one shortly after. Mlapa Yes, that FIFA 14 beast did score, but he was offside. With a 2-0 win, it was confirmed we will play in the playoffs, so I decided to bring on the youngsters and rotation players for the final game of the season against Bohemian Prague. Puskacz scored an easy tap-in. Przekop somehow got this header in, and Wojciech Szmyrc scored at FIFA 23 like Trivela. Disappointed but not surprised. No way I'm getting angry when I place a 1.5 star 16-year-old at centre back, and there are 2 first team regular starters in the lineup, and in the playoff we're going to play Mlada Boleslav. Okay, but what is that playoff? You told us you'll explain it. So, in short, after a regular season of 30 matches, Czech League splits into 3 groups. Top 6 fights for the championship in the separate group, the teams from 7th to 10th go into the playoff, and the bottom 6 see out the season in the relegation stage. Unless their Hradec Králové Zdeněk Karviná, as the last team will go straight down, with the 15th taking on 2nd from 2nd Czech division to stay up, and 14th goes against the ones in 3rd. The playoff bid is a complex one. First you have a 2-leg first round where 7th plays 10th and 9th takes on 8th. The winners will play against each other in the 2-leg final. But if you think the champion of this thing gets to play in the Conference League, you'd be wrong. There is one more opponent awaiting, and that would be the best team in the championship group that did not qualify for Europe just yet. Slavia Prague, who are cruising into the title, won the cup, so it plays no factor. It will be probably Sigma Olomouc who will take on the winner of the playoff round, as Czechia only has 4 European slots now. The question arises, who is going to get into Europe? If you subscribe to the channel, you increase the chances of Opava getting that. Could the newly promoted side that was predicted to finish rock bottom go on an adventure straight up from the 2nd tier? I mean, 5 matches need to be played. Well, let's find out. But wait a minute, what about the youth intake? It did happen, and we brought in 5 people. Petr Latocha, Zdenek Pantok, Radek Schulmeister, Adam Hryć and Wojciech Kowarik are the signings. But can you explain me why someone in the staff keeps signing these 2 Silver Star players? I have all transfer responsibilities under control. Anyways, back into the game. I'm not happy if we concede from it, but Selfo basically almost scores it. The Kaiser got an easy opportunity to save, but Vanicek found the rebound because of the way the Kaiser saved this shot. Or actually he didn't, as Marek Fiala is not having the greatest of games. We'll bring on Pavel Vichnal as a target forward. Bull Crab passes it to Zizic. Was going to cross it, although I don't know what happened there and why the Kaiser decided not to take the ball, but thankfully he saved it. Besic passes it to Rivas. It's blocked. And Ilic finally puts the ball forward. If he's still around, Pavel Vichnal scores it for 1-1. This is what we needed. A strong man in the penalty area to get us a header and equalize. As Erwin Saveja makes a cross, win the ball. Stepan Halupek hits the crossbar. Rivas now plays it to Zandberg. Langhammer, and that combination is in, but I see the ref walking, and it's offside. Filip Zovan dribbles past an opponent, enters the penalty area, and is fouled for the penalty! In the 86th minute we can take the win. Now who's taking it? I did not assign a penalty taker, but I think it could be Vichnal, the mentality monster. He scores! And that's a great double from the bench. We have passed into space though, and Langhammer has a 1v1 with the Kaiser, but Kaiser saves it. Puts the ball away, and we win the first leg 2-1 at our home ground. It was a fantastic comeback win. Now all we have to do is to see the result out at the Mecki Stadion at Mlada Boleslav. On the other side of the playoffs, Bohemian Prague won 2-1 over České Budějovice. I made a small tactical change to drop Kopečný back, swap the center bids, and make Marek Fiala pressing forward, which all made us ready for the reverse fixture. Nemanja Ilic now forward on the right side. Uses the speed to get past the opponent, passes to Blecha, and Blecha is going to shoot just next to the goal. The aggregate. Kushey now runs forward, but thankfully puts the ball over the bar. Fukala now on the left side, cuts inside to Besic, but Rataj wins possession. Couple of headers later, we lose it anyway. Vanicek, Anthony, who has scored the rebound in the last game. Now passes to Kushey. Really? Shot starts a little. Stepanek passes to Malek, who loses possession for no reason. Might even go strikerless in this final minutes if we can't give the ball. What is this, Valjankovic? Are we bottling a chance to play in Europe in the first season due to Valjankovic just not being aware where the ball is? Besic, who scored at the moment the winning goal, but Ladra and Kuszej secures the win. We were winning, and now we've bottled it. Wasn't the worst of season overall. We could have been relegated after getting dismantled by Pardubice, Slavia and Sparta. Besic now almost scored a wonderful goal. If he scored that, I wouldn't be mad. That's it. That's the season. We'll of course see who actually got the European slot. And I hope that's someone from the championship group at least, because there's a chance they'll do something good there. I'm seriously not satisfied with the result, as we finished the season on 9th place, 40 points. And I think with a couple of improvements, especially as we free up a load of wage budget, we're going to get into that championship group at least. Do I think we're going to have Europe? There is a chance, but that's it when it comes to our first season in the first Czech division since 2021. I think that Slavia is going to win the title anyways. They're going to clinch it surely. There's no way they're bottling it. But I'll be back at the very end of the season when we'll see who's actually won what. So what we've got remaining for this episode is the season review. We've also got to check the Czech League and the best leagues in Europe and the continental competitions, as well as we've got a couple of new transfers. We've got Martin Janacek as a backup keeper, we've got Filip Zorvan as a rotation option for Blecha, we've got Nemanja Ilic, who got relegated with Trenčín, so he was for cheap. Stepan Halupek also got there, this is by far most expensive transfer. And Fabian De Keyser, good keeper overall despite a bottle in the first game. We also got the free deals of Mirkovic, Stepanek, Safeja, Dominik Breda also came in, loan of Tomasz Stevko, Valjankovic and Matej Polidara, and that led us to the 9th place of the table. Also, how did Karvina stay up? Slavia Prague won the league, so we've already got the Czech League ticked off. Baník Ostrava and Sparta Prague will play in Europe, so I believe Sparta Prague has overtaken Baník at the end of the season. And in the Conference League, Sigma Omunec will take the 4th spot. But I want to see, how did Hradec Králové get relegated? Relegation group. Hradec Králové and Karvina in the playoffs. Fastavzin gets relegated directly. We've also got the playoff, and Jablonec won over Hradec Králové. So that made sense, as when it comes to the cup, we've been knocked out in the quarterfinal and Slavia Prague won it at the end of the day. We've also got more money from the sponsorship, more from corporate. Basically some bit more of an income, although we didn't win the league, so we don't get the $38,000, actually euros, and broadcast revenue went down surprisingly, although we're playing in a higher league. Player of the season, Filip Zorvan, according to the fans. We've also got Nemanja Ilic, who was the best young player of the season. Actually, this looks pretty fair, although I would put Marek Fiala as the young player of the season, at least in the competition with Nemanja. Got a good season, and I think we can do at least the same in the next one. I think we should be moving on into the best leagues in Europe. First off, let's see the coefficient, because that is what matters in terms of build a nation type of save. When it comes to the season rank, we've only finished 22nd. That's somewhat better than we were last season, but Slovakia is higher than us, Bosnia is higher than us, and we are on the 17th place. There is an improvement, but not enough of an improvement. Although we're getting rid of a very bad season. And when it comes to the best leagues, starting on from Portugal, because we're only reviewing top 7, the winners of that league are SL Benfica ahead of Porto. Next up is Netherlands. Feyenoord wins over Ajax, Eindhoven and AZ Alkmaar. That was again a close fixture. Also Utrecht was there. Next up is France. Paris Saint-Germain did the usual thing, so we're not even taking time to review that. Bayern completely dominates the league. In Italy, Serie A, we've got Inter dominating the league ahead of Milan, Juventus and Napoli. There's also Roma with the 5th Champions League spot. And you can see that the Champions League fight was actually very close. Spain is the penultimate country, and Real Madrid takes the title just ahead of Barcelona by 2 points. The remaining is the Premier League, with Manchester City clinching the title yet again for the 5th time in a row. Coming to the European competitions, because this is what matters as well. Or actually, where is the Conference League? Okay, I've already seen things that I did not expect in here. Going to stages a little better, it will look better. You can already see what happened there. And in all fairness, I love that final. But we'll hop on to round of 16, we'll make a 3, and we'll see that Austria Wien, from Austria, has defeated Brighton in the semis, Slovan Bratislava in the quarterfinals, and Cercle Bruges in the round of 16 to win the entire thing. Whereas Brøndby went over Granada, Montpellier and Gladbach, so of the 3 clubs from the top 5 leagues to get into the final. Lost to Austria Vienna on penalties, but that is a huge one. This is what I love in the Conference League, that anyone can take a win. Coming to Europa League, I've already replied to Verzen in the comments from the last episode, as I told him where did Sparta Prague finish. Sparta Prague did get eliminated by Chelsea. Slavia Prague was eliminated in the league phase. The rest did not make it to any European competition. They got battered by Chelsea 7-0, but that's Chelsea, even though they are in a huge crisis. Chelsea then gets past Ajax, but crash out on Manchester United, who at the end of the day win the entire thing ahead of Lazio and will play in the Champions League next season. Champions League, the English final, Liverpool wins over Arsenal. If there's any interesting teams I'm trying to see, Galatasaray was in the round of 16, so that's cool. Arsenal got past Man City, so Man City dominated the league but could not convert it into the European competition. The final part is the squad that we're going to have, and we're going to keep basically everyone in the starting lineup apart from Kopechny. I'm looking to get him unfortunately out of the club due to many bad performances. You can see, where is Miloš Kopechny? If we look at the form, you can see that the last game where he did well was against some Austrian team in the friendly that I simulated, because they simulate the friendlies. When we go to the league, he never topped 6.8, and we need someone younger on this position, so I might as well already offer him via transfer room. He's interested in speaking to other clubs, so we'll see what is his asking price that he's asking for. He's asking for even a 600. We can go for 600, you know, and the rest we can pretty much develop. We've got this Vietnamese left back who is actually really decent. He's also got 4.5, 5-star potential, depends on the day. And apart from that, maybe Miloš Jirka will be able to clinch some cool deal. But Marek Fiala, if we get a couple million for him, I'm unfortunately going to accept it. We also are letting go the players like Fabian, O'Malley, Szydla, Kostka, Kadlec, Winter, and David Wanieczek. Well, we cannot truly let him go because he's retiring. Let me know in the comments below if there's any improvements that we need. You may suggest real players, that's fine. But I guess I'm looking for some loans, because that's what a man should do. There's a couple of people transfer listed, so we might have a look on them as well. It's the season 3 of SFC Opava, and let's look at the club vision, because it got some couple of updates and I have to take a look on them. So it looks like we're just going to have to avoid relegation as usual, and that's cool. I love that because it gives us no pressure, but overall we just have to work within wage budget, which is fine, especially with the release players. Let's look at the future seasons though. Repair the club's financial damage. And it's already passed. What just happened within these 3 days between I got the vision and I passed it? We just have minus $500,000 in the balance? We had like minus 4 million. So we're starting the season with nearly no transfer budget, but at least have a significant wage budget. I do not plan on making too many transfers this window, apart from a new right back and maybe a winger. I also knew we were going to use loans. A winger did come. Jonathan Robert is a great and also versatile player who can play on both wings, as well as a centre mid and striker. The only thing that he could be better on is finishing, and not getting injured right after coming to the club. I was also prepared to let go Miloš Kopechny, and using an intermediary, we got an offer for 250k. Acknowledging the fact it was Al Riyadh from Saudi Arabia, I decided to double the deal, and it got straight up accepted. To replace him, we brought in Jovan Mirkovic from Opava? Yeah, he's a natural right back, you know. But for the defensive midfielder, we brought in another Brazilian, in Rodrigo Sam, who is a really great player mentally and physically too, with technicals also being on the right place. Both Brazilians were free agents, and hopefully great deals. With no transfer fees paid and a great chunk of money from Kopechny deal, I decided that I am happy with the current team. A bit of the budget was used on enlarging a scouting budget and new staff members. First, I started by letting go ones that ran out of contracts and replaced them with people who are pretty decent, at least for the first Czech division level, with some of them being world class. We also got Benjamin Tenu going out on loan to Ustina Laben for the season. With that, our team was complete. I believe the lads and staff, which became one of the finest in the league by the way, are capable of going into Europe. First season in the top division went arguably better than expected, but now I believe we have the edge to get over the line and find ourselves on an international adventure. Speaking of international adventures, friendlies. I simulate them, as we have a tactic that pretty much works. But from the results, we got draws against Viktoria Žižkov and Dunajska Streda, won against Markfeld from Austria, and took part in a friendly cup. We lost twice, but on penalties and after a penalty. We got ourselves prepared for the season and got the match sharpness. Despite all the movement, we are still predicted to finish 15th. Even Jablonec, who just got promoted, gets a mid-table finish. And we've also got big news. Because after 3 times of trying, or even 4, we've got a senior affiliate. We've got a choice between Benfica, Manchester United and Olympique Marseille. And I think I'm going for Benfica, but I want to look at the offers. And you know what? Not only financially, but also when it comes to the players you can get, I think Benfica is the best choice. Because we've got loads of players we can get on loan, we get the scouting knowledge of them, and also they are paying us the highest fee. And that's what I actually like about it. So we're taking Benfica. Our first game of the season was against, you guessed it, newly promoted Jablonec. Despite all the chances we were creating, we conceded first. But it was offside. It was 0-0 after half-time, so I decided to bring in Miloš Jirkal for Marek Fiala. Miloš became a super sub, scoring not 1, but 2 goals to give us a 2-0 lead. And between those goals, Nemanja Ilic also scored, but it was disallowed. Literally a minute after Jirkal scored his second, Drchal pulled one back. I told the players to just see out the game, which would be an easy task given a red card for Fernando Rodriguez. So, just see the game out, lads. Nothing to worry about. That went well. At least we started with a point more than last time out, when we also bottled a win against Dynamo Czeskie Budějovice, who, guess what? We played next. And Quadri Adediran had the game of his life, starting with 2 goals into his account, separated by this equalizer from Filip Blecha. We responded quickly with this corner at least. Unsuccessful cross led to David Stepanek getting a ball in the edge of area and scoring this banger. But Adediran did not stop, collecting 4 goals total in the first half. Our defense was in a sorry state, which was confirmed by Martin Kralik scoring this half volley. And it's not like we are just getting battered with no response. Imagine the score if this went in, or this went in, or this went in. Šipos, Dynamo's goalkeeper, had a game of his life basically. And then the usual, dressing room atmosphere is bad, just shut up, please. We're playing Slavia Prague next, you don't want to ruin it, you know. In possession for Slavia Prague, now Pech runs forward already with a yellow card. Holeš dribbles inside, almost scores it. Well, that was the only highlight of the first half, which is promising, although Slavia Prague are getting much better chances than us, as we've got second highlight of the 87th minute. So I hope nothing happens out of this. Just take the ball. Long ball sent to Mati Polida as he wins it in the middle of the right side of the pitch. Now pass to Jirkal, but Jirkal did not get to this pass. We win possession back now. Miloš Jirkal again sent a long ball in the 1v1 against the goalkeeper. But he saves it, Sanchez. Sanchez catches it easily, and I hope this is where the highlight ends. It does end, but it's not the end of the game, as Wojtinho takes the ball for Slavia Prague. But if we didn't get this chance scored, converted into a goal, then I don't know what we will, because we're now just losing the game, or not, because Link has just hit the crossbar, sorry, the post, and we're getting more highlights in the dying stages of the game, and I'm not even watching what happened here. And how did they hit the crossbar again? Polidar, well, lost a free kick, but at least it's a foul, which stops any Slavia attack. And I think we're also incredibly lucky in this game, but also incredibly unlucky, because we could have easily won, as well as lost like 3-0 at the very end of the game. Neither of the teams can score in matches like this. Not us or not them. And they just worried about the dressing room atmosphere. Now, talking about that, we've just given Slavia Prague no chance to have a perfect season. After 3 games into the season, we may be sitting as low as 11th, but the games overall showed some promise. As long as we don't battle easy wins, like the one against Jablonec, and we fix the dressing room atmosphere, we will be fine. I think we can truly qualify to the top 6, which would give us a huge chance to play in Europe. But the challenge of enlarging our points tally in matchday 4 was going to be a hard one. We start this episode by facing Baník Ostrava in the Czech Silesia derby. This is the first highlight of today, as Kubala plays a ball to Makana Baku, but Lukasz End clears it. Although I'm hearing this is a penalty for whatever reason. For whatever reason, it's a pen. He just cleared the header. The Kaiser couldn't save it. Finds Marek Fiala. Finds Nemanja Ilic. Again finds Marek Fiala. And the shot is saved by Hrubi. Another corner. It's Nemanja Ilic. Crosses to, I believe that was Lukasz Endl. Great save by Hrubi though. as Nemanja Ilic wins possession and launches a counter for us. Can shoot, shoots over the bar. Takes the ball onto his chest. Jonathan Robert drives inside, and I think Milos Jirkal was kilometers offside. He indeed was offside. Gets the ball again, and I thought he's going to cross it, but passes to Tetur. Lukashenko finds Schulmeister, finds Zovan. Jonathan Robert passes to Jirkal. We're going to lose the game 1-0 after a penalty in the 2nd minute. There's positive, because we are creating chances, but not enough to score. It was a loss, but at least a close one, indicating the progress we've made from last season. In the game against Levan Liberec, we scored twice, with Jirkal getting a tap-in and Halupek scoring a header. But I have a question. How did the defender from Slovan stop this? Can anyone explain? And what's more, Filip Zovan dropped any concerns over the dressing room atmosphere. Very interesting. What is more interesting is that before that game I brought in Yalcin Kayan, who is a great box-to-box midfielder for us. He is meant to replace Erwin Savage'a, who I thought we could get an intermediary to prepare a deal for. But he got injured. Unfortunately, we have someone named Emil Tischler in the team, who, I will clear that instantly, is our backup defensive midfielder. Once again, a defensive midfielder. And he's worried I signed Kayan to replace him. Yes, I signed box-to-box midfielder to replace a ball-winning midfielder. Dear Myers Jacobson, where is the I brought in Kayan to play in a different role than Tischler thing? This is why in the game against Victoria Pilsen, I decided to start neither Kayan or Tischler, but Rodrigo Sam instead. The guy got sent off 40 minutes in after fouling Alexandre Lacazette. You can see right now the score is 1-1, so let me show you the goals. First it was Pavel Bucha who scored for the away team, but we equalized almost immediately with this Nemanja Ilic's effort. Nothing else happened in the game, so we secured a draw, and it was a good time to move into a cup game against local rivals from lower leagues, Trinec.
Oh sh**, here we go again.
For those wondering what the result was, doesn't matter. Are you really interested in Milos Jirkal scoring a tap-in? What matters though is what happened behind the closed doors, or actually on a phone call with the Slavia Prague coach. Jindřich Trpisovski complained about Tomáš Štefko playing as a left back instead of a left wing back. Like, it makes any difference. I tried convincing him that he plays a lot, and that's important, but it played no factor. Jindřich brought Tomáš back because he was playing like 5 centimeters deeper than agreed. We tried buying him for 450k, but he also found some massive difference between these two positions. So I guess this is our second left back now. And for those wondering, in the next round we will play Vyshkov from the 2nd division. Returning to league action, we played relegation candidates Bohemians Prague. Nemanja Ilic compensated for his red card with this wonderful strike. But it wasn't a one-sided game, as Matuszek from the hosts had 2 chances. Once he was offside and the other missed it. Filip Blecha solidified the advantage with this first-time shot, and it could have been even better if Jonathan Robert scored this, or Marek Fiala grabbed the goal of the season. Bohemians pulled one back, but other than that, it was a very calm ending to the game, as we found ourselves in 7th. Climbing higher up the ladder was an option with Blecha scoring against Karvina, only to cancel it all by himself by being unable to clear the ball from a free kick. Nothing really happened as we came close to the 92nd minute. Stepanek launched a long ball up front, but despite Blecha winning header, it was cleared by Holec. Kayan got to it and crossed to Marek Fiala, who surely scored in here, right? Right? And it seems we have a huge striker problem, because Dominik Breda at the very start of the game against Sparta Prague missed this. But worry not, because minutes later we got another highlight. Wouldn't make a difference if Jonathan Robert makes a free kick. What a strike! Seriously, I'm cancelling anything regarding Dominik Breda at this point. Jonathan Robert with potentially the goal of the season. Taking the lead over Sparta Prague in these circumstances, I'm stunned. Now Lukasz N passes to Jankovic. If we go for the second, that would be absolutely amazing. But Jonathan Robert shoots, but not really good enough to surprise the keeper. And it's the first highlight that seems to be an advantage for the away team. The leaders of the table currently losing against us, but Lukasz Haraszlin shoots well, the Slovak international, but Fabian Dekejse saves it, and it's a corner. Kairinen crosses the ball into the far post, but we clear it, and there's also a free kick. Christian Pedersen gets a yellow card as a consequence, but currently on the 6th place in the table. I don't think introducing Marek Fiala is a great idea. Neither Milos Jirkal, neither Dominik Breda. I really have a problem with the strikers, because Marek Fiala has missed a crucial one against Karvina. Now Dominik Breda could have opened up the scoring. Now Fabian De Keyser saves again. Kyrian crosses again into the far post and Bornauth gets into a header, but Fabian De Keyser, another brilliant save of the Dutch keeper. He delivers a corner and potentially may consider the penalty. It is a pen, and we are so excited about leading all this. Vladislav Krejci steps up, scores. What a strike, by the way, very powerful. We revert it all back though, as Filip Blecha gets the ball, passes onto the left side. Janta Robert already scored a goal today. And now potentially giving us another penalty. As it goes to VAR. And I think, yeah, this couldn't be a pen. Like, Janta Robert just dived in heavily, but good, we are excited for a little bit. Plays the ball back to Preciado on the right side of the pitch. Advances to Pellegrini, and Lukasz Harasztin gets an open net, but misses it heavily. Currently our focus is to just get into Europe, as De Keyser makes a brilliant save. Again, he's one of the best on the pitch today. Couldn't save a penalty, but you can understand that, as Lukasz Harasztin takes the ball around 30 meters out of the pitch. Vladislav Krejci! And I thought this goes in at this very moment. Demand more. And I don't think this brings any effect. Although we get a last minute advantage for Sparta. Lukasz Harasztin to Kairinen. And I thought this went in. Seriously, De Keyser saved it. It's a corner, last chance for the away team. De Keyser catches it, we secure a draw. We secure a big draw over Sparta Prague, one of the biggest teams in Czechia. I couldn't be more happy about it, because seriously, we could have won. Yeah, but we did play far better than a year ago, when we got thrashed 7-0. I think we could have won. I think we could have easily won. Although Fabian De Keyser also had a great game. Next up was a cup game against Vyshkov. And we lost 1-0? Exactly. But Fanji Jr. scored the goal of his life. So fair enough. We could have equalized, but Marek Fiala was marginally offside in this situation. It's not like we focus mainly on getting into Europe through the league, which was proven by our performance against Teplice. Jonathan Robert opened up the scoring, and while Teplice was busy doing nothing, we launched a counter, finished by Miloš Jirkal. We overtook our opponents in the table into 8th, but a drop was imminent as we lost 1-0 against Sigma Ołomuniec. That did not change a thing though, because I genuinely might be one of the favorites in Opava. Yes, I got offered a contract in September. Of course I accepted it. With that out of the way, it's time to see what happens to Czech clubs playing in Europe. We have 2 clubs playing in league phase, Slavia and Sparta from Prague. The ones from Vinohrady have made it to the Subscribers League. I meant... and even got a draw against Manchester City. Sparta, on the other hand, plays in the Conference League, and based on the first game, they are likely to at least reach the knockout playoffs. Banik Ostrava missed out on Conference League football on penalties against Pogoń Szczecin, while Sigma Ołomuniec got knocked out in the third round against Slovenian side Mura. Brilliant news, we're leading the coefficient charts for this season. Bad news, this doesn't change our position in the 5-year period. Now let's begin with me praising our Vietnamese Nguyen Nguyen Thai Binh, who's also now a Czech citizen, for his first international cap. And he told me that you have to subscribe to the channel, which is what I hope you did. Apart from that, he thanked me for a compliment. Spoiler alert, nothing big happened outside the pitch. Aside from me getting a Royal Antwerp offer and receiving a youth intake preview, the goalkeepers are gonna be massive. Starting with Pardubice, there was only one highlight in the first half. In the second, Filip Blecha got a brilliant pass from Matej Polida, from which he scored. Nearing the end of the game, however, Pedro Justiniano scored from a header and set the result as 1-0. I'm afraid we're going to have a couple of these happening this episode. But not against Slovacko, because Shrubek scored into his own net. Filip Blecha doubled the lead, then David Stepanek scored with a header. Filip rounded it up with a penalty. Against Mlada Boleslav, we're on the other side of the thrashing, as Kushey started with a double. The difference between this match and Slovacko is that the losing side could actually score, with Blecha and his penalty. That did nothing to the end result though. Hasan gave Boleslav the third, and Muhammad Besic, the same guy who played in the Premier League, finished it off with a pen. Miloš Jirka, on the other hand, scored one, and nearing the end of the game, removed the player from the pitch. Himself. Because who else? Miloš obviously did not appear on the pitch against Zbrojovka Brno, where Radek Schulmeister, another of our academy prospects, scored from a curling effort. After some pinpoint passing, Jonathan Robert gave us the second goal. Filip Blecha gave us the third from the pen. Except it was Sterba from Brno who did. And then Shural equalized. Was I just given the wrong script? Probably not, because in the final minute of the game, after a series of long, short, various passes, Maciej Polida finally decided to send the pass forward for an open goal. But here lies the problem. Instead of Jonathan Robert, who potentially wasn't offside, something happened that needs to be explained by you in the comments. Why Dominik Breda decided it was a fantastic idea to score by himself when he was approximately 7 miles offside? And this is how we bottle the win. This striker problem makes you probably wonder, where's our first wonderkid, Marek Fiala, and all of that mess? After not being able to score a goal this season so far, Marek was allowed to play some U19 games to restore his form. By the way, U19s are doing pretty well this season. Against Zbrojovka Brno U19s, he failed to score again, but at least he grabbed 3 assists. In the next game where he did not get a goal contribution again, Marek suffered a groin strain. Thankfully, the injury lasted only 3 weeks, and the striker could start against Dynamo Czeskie Budziejowice. He scored within 20 minutes. Dawid Stepanek ensured the victory with a header, but Adediran, the same guy who scored 4 past us last time out, scored in the 84th minute. Another highlight on Dynamo's advantage made us scared we would bottle the win again, but Dominik Breda took the ball and
here he is again. Here he is again. That's astonishing. It's absolutely world class.
Marek Fiala gave an assist, by the way. 3 minutes later, he made it a double. So, a quite nice return to action from our academy graduate. Filip Blecha made up for his penalty fail against Brno and scored against Jablonec. Halupek made it 2-0, and this game seems to be another easy win. Oh, how wrong I was. How wrong I was. That's unbelievable. And bottles like this, because by the way we drew 2-2, made the fears of performing the same against Slavia and Banik sound reasonable. And that's Valentino Lazaro, where I remember playing in Bundesliga. He almost scores a wonderful goal, but Junca now passes to Holesh, now Billy Gear, and that was supposed to happen. For once, we are not bottling a game, at least this is what it seems to be like. Although, that was offside in the first place. They just gotten a yellow card, and now it's a brilliant ball to Yalcin Kayan, who's got bad first touch, hits the post. We get a free kick in the 16th minute. Valnoha makes a wonderful pass to Yalcin Kayan. That was vision 20, even if it's offside, that was vision 20. And that is offside, but I want to see it again if we're allowed to. Because Pojdar makes a simple pass to Valnoha. Okay, that was kilometers offside. It's Rostislav Valnoha. Passes to Nguyen, who drives with the ball forward, makes a cross to Maciej Polidar! That's an equalizer, that's 1-1. And it's only 18 minutes to go, this time it's no offside. Fantastic stuff. Makes a turn, passes to Nguyen, and having a great game so far. Yalcin Kayan makes a long shot! Hits the crossbar. Should be another draw. At the very least, we're not getting totally obliterated by the top teams in the league. If we can convert that into at least winning against Brno or Jablonec, we can easily go to Europe this season, as long as we improve in the second round. We've still got a derby against Banik, which I will also commentate live. But at this very point, short and concise summary, that was cool. That was actually a good game. Welcome to the capital city of the Czech Silesia region, Ostrava. As today, we are having a derby between Banik Ostrava are the hosts and the rivals, SFC Opava. Last season we finished in the mid-table. This season it looks like we're going to finish in the top 10 again. But we have this little chance of going into Europe. We're having yellow jerseys while Banik have the white shirts, as it's the first highlight of the day. Marcus makes a cross to Ladislav Almas. 3rd minute this time, ladies and gentlemen. 3rd minute. Didn't even try to defend. Raul Para now delivers across from a free kick. Pojezny, well, he could have got the ball, as Raul Parna makes a wonderful shot, but the Kaiser saves it. Marcus now with a cross at the edge of the area. Makana Baku passes back to Marcus. I think it was offside in the first place. Ref! There's no way this is a pen. Brilliant. And something is bound to happen at the end, near the end of the first half. Emil Tischler makes a pass to Yalcin Kajan, passes to Illich, passes to Marek Fiala, who was miles offside in the first place. Good, at least he found the net, but unfortunately in the wrong way. And that's a free kick for the ones in white, and that's a second goal. Abraham Marcus makes another assist, but there's a chance it was offside, although I don't think so. It's again disallowed. Vladimir Bezdek now passes to Stepanek in the first highlight of the second half. We're now in the 46 minutes still. Filip Blecha receives a pass. Passes to Anton Robert, who gets past the defender. Makes a wonderful strike to equalize. I'm literally getting Sparta vibes in here. Now it's a free kick and I'm afraid this goes... What a save from Fabian De Keyser. And we've got another corner, this time delivered by Nemanja Illich. This time Stepanek makes a normal header. We're winning the derby for the first time in this save. So they are really somewhat better compared to Opava, at least in the recent years, because Opava is a yo-yo club between the first and the second division. Now we have the chance to win for the first time in the save, although they're having their last chance and Kubala was offside. Kubala was offside. He's raising up the flag and there is a VAR. This is the second disallowed goal and we've done it. We've won the derby against Baník Ostrava for the first time in their home soil. This is probably the catalyst for the fantastic second round of games. This will be a next episode, but at this very moment we are celebrating the win in the final game of the first round, and looking into the future, we don't really need too many transfers. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing business. But are we signing an army of Colombian wonder kids? Not really. We instead spent the end of December renewing some contracts. The goal of this transfer window was to make this team slightly more local and allow younger players first team football, aka we're letting some people go. For some, like Zorvan or Malik, it will be the contract running out. Oh wait, Malik retires. For likes of Savajdra, a loan to Azerbaijan with an optional fee. And these were the only moves out of the club in this window. So let's go with players in. Big news. We finally used the Benfica League to an advantage. We loaned a defensive midfielder Anton Fisun and Diogo Nascimento. These two loanies are the only signings, and I said something about getting more local players into the team. Well, all I can say is... We started the second round of games against rock bottom Slovan Liberec, and we made slight tactical changes. Marek Fiala has a trait of coming deep to get the ball, and preferred to receive the ball into his feet, so we made him a false 9. Jan Robert stayed as an inside forward, but with an attacking duty, while Nemanja Illich got a support one. So you're wondering, what happened? We conceded in the 23rd minute, and guess what? I dropped all of these changes. And the players wanted to prove you don't change stuff that works. Yalcin Kajan equalized from a corner, and literally a minute later, John Lesa from Liberec totally did not take control of the ball, allowing Marek Fiala to grab a winner. This greatly explains why their club is dead last. And that win allowed us to jump into 5th place. We joined the European battle for the first time ever. And we had no intention of stopping. Just like the Victoria Pilsen defenders, who bizarrely decided not to bother about Jonathan Robert casually walking into their net. And if you thought they were going to listen to this wake-up call, you'd be wrong, because we proceeded to launch 2 long shots, both greatly saved by Jedlička. We finally posed the threat in the 17th minute, with Dominik Breda clearing the ball from the line, and 2 minutes later, a free kick from a Formula 1 team was saved, and with that, we secured another 3 points. What a start to the second round. And now the question is, what if we not only secured 3 points against Bohemians Prague, but also scored 3 goals, and not bottle it, like last season? Well, this is exactly what happened. Our plan was working flawlessly. We're on a great way to complete the first step, and we're eager to go further in the save's progress.
What is that? What the is that?
Moving on, Sparta Prague next. First minute of the game and something happened. A conceded goal? No. An injury eliminating Breda from the rest of the season. We'll come back to it in a minute. Sparta Prague, of course, leaders of the table, 56 points before the game, with us 36, second Slav Prague has 48. Yalcin Kajan gets a cross, but has to go outside the penalty area. And the bad news can turn into good news, because the ref is potentially calling a penalty. We're waiting for VAR, we'll see. He awards a pen, and who steps up? And I think it's gonna be Anton Robert, but we'll see. It's Marek Fiala, who just went off the bench and started with a goal. The rivals from the capital city are having a highlight. And if you're telling me this is a penalty, as Lukasz Harasznik has been brought down, the ref awards indeed a penalty. And who's going to step up for this? I don't think that's Lukasz Harasznik. That's Ladislav Krejci, a centre-back. And he tucks it home as well. Now Masiewicz with possession, Yalcin Kajan tries to win it back with a slight tackle, Arnau Kuchta. And we do finish with a 1-0 result, which is okay, considering it's still the dominant force in the league. Sparta keeps the lead, although only 6 points ahead of Slavia, who have won against Zbrojovka Brno, so that is a little bit of a warning sign for them. We keep this 5th place, and I hope we'll at least keep this 5th place until the very end of the season, even if it gives no Europe. We stayed in the 5th place in the league by winning against Teplice. Marek Fiala went on for another strike, but if we had a closer look, he was offside. Then Teplice got a penalty scored by Trubac, and thus we lost. But we kept the 5th. I wasn't lying. But to make matters worse, before the match against Sigma Omunic we had 2 suspended players, and also an injury. Actually 2, actually 3! Half of the squad is out. So maybe let's focus on the good news. And that's the offer from Schalke. Obviously rejected because we're building a nation and not moving for like a journeyman. And a youth intake, with 2 particularly talented players, Vladimir Hambalek and Daniel Zachariasz. We also have 2 keepers in, Lukas Czur and Michal Kozel. None of them will play against Sigma though, which brought us an actually exciting game. Although we started by conceding from a free kick, we quickly responded with Nemanja Ilic. Maciej Polidar gave us the lead in the second half, and Marek Fiala finished the hat-trick of left-footed shots. Prihistal won the header, but this did not stop us from winning. We're not bottling it anymore. And although we barely got a draw against Pardubice, we could essentially feel it at this point. Not only the championship group was almost certain to happen, but also Viktoria Pilsen fell off with their form. Massively. And all that happened whilst we were busy welcoming our potentially #1 fan, Jaromir Śrubek. Do you remember how he scored an own goal last episode? This time, he gave the ball to Marek Fiala to an open net. Marek obviously scored, alongside Jonathan Robert. Although Buchta scored for Slovacko, it was too little, too late for them to fight back. We then met Mlada Bolesław, who will lose 1-0 in the cup final against Slavia Prague 4 days later. They also lost 1-0 against us, as Marek Fiala proved his talent yet again. This win ensured our position in the championship group, but we wanted more. The Zbrojovka Brno turned out to be our easy target. We scored 4 past them, with Fiala getting a double. Maciej Polidar added his name to the score sheet, but the star of the day was Jarosław Malek, who did this in his first game of the season. With this win, we joined Czechia's top 6 and guaranteed ourselves the best finish in club's history. But we are not here to decorate the group and become a training ground. We are losing only 2 points to Mlada Bolesław in 3rd, and 3rd place means guaranteed Europa Conference League qualifiers. It's finally time for the biggest chapter in SFC Opava's history. For the first time in this club's history, they can get some silverware. It's not really a trophy, but it's at least a medal. Now we had a big chance from a free kick for Slovacko. I didn't see who was actually scoring in this one. Jonathan Robert is on the right side, looks for a space to cross, but passes it back to Stepanek. Yalcin Kajan with the ball, and that is 1-0. We are getting into that 3rd place right now, because as far as I'm aware, Mlada Bolesław is drawing against Viktoria Pilsen or even losing. They are indeed losing Mlada Bolesław, so that jumps us into 3rd in the table. Now Buchta is going on 1-on-1 against Fabian de Keyser. Our Dutch keeper, the star, saves it though. Wanted to make a Krusto hollow pack into the short post. Jarosław Malek somehow wins this ball. Yalcin Kajan scores again for a 2-0 result in the 70th minute. And this time, the only thing we have to do is to see this game out, keep the result, and basically do not let Slovacko score. Bezdek passes to Yalcin Kajan. Is he going for a hat-trick? No, he passes to Filip Blecha, Rodrigo Sam. Blecha enters the penalty area, almost makes it free. Kostadinovic saves it. Yalcin Kajan receives the pass, passes to Nemanja Ilic. Would be great if Vladimir Bezdek made an overlap. Yalcin Kajan hits the post. That could have been a hat-trick. And that is it. When it comes to our games against Slovacko this season, we are winning 2-0 with the double from Yalcin Kajan. Viktoria Pilsen have won only 1 game in this round against Sigma Omuniec. As Filip Blecha makes a cross, Jedlička weirdly makes a save. Emil Tischler makes a pass to Mirkovic. Makes a pass to Fiala. That was a brilliant one. If he only scored it. Blecha passes to Jankovic, passes to Robert. As Robert is going down, with potential for a penalty for SFC Opava against Viktoria Pilsen. And that is penalty awarded. Now who is stepping up to this? And that is someone left-footed. So I believe Filip Blecha or Maciej Polidar. These are the only choices. Filip, as he tacks it home for a 1-0 result in the 14th minute. We're having it. Marek Fiala has the ball all by himself on the right side of the pitch. Decided to shoot early. At least won the corner. And imagine if we get to the European group stage. We don't get to play on the stadium probably, because it's basically too small to handle a European group stage game. On the right side of the pitch, Maciej Polidar cuts inside and makes a wonderful shot for a 2-0 result. Victoria Pilsen are in the mud. Victoria have a highlight. And I hope I didn't jinx anything by saying they're in the mud. As Haas passes to Zanotti. The ball has been partially cleared. They hit the post this time. And his final season of his career. These are potentially his final games. These are definitely his final games. Radek Schulmeister makes a shot. Blecha make a long shot. No, he passes to Schulmeister, who we say he wasted it. And yeah, that is it. That is it. 2-0. It's 56 points for us. Fun fact. Before this game, I almost lost this save today while recording this, because I have this experimental save for one of my older projects, and I saved it as a save of Opava, and thankfully there was a backup and we saved it. And Engray has an injury in the 4th minute, because this result will determine who has the momentum out of the Prague teams into winning the entire title of being the best in Czechia. Pellegrini almost scores it, misses it massively though. First we have the highlight, an advantage of Sparta Prague. Jonathan Robert wins the possession though. Valnoha makes a pass to Kajan. Fiala with possession. Mirkovic on the right side. Maybe he will deliver a cross or something. Passes to Tischler. Tischler almost scores it. Mokrovic on the left side. And if this counter ends in a goal, it doesn't. Pellegrini was offside. Maciej Polidar passes to Mirkovic. We have to have more attacking wingbacks. Valnoha makes it 1-0. But the ref is investigating the offside. Are we going to keep this? We are. Right after this goal, we have decided to sub in a 15-year-old named Daniel Zachariasz, who just came through our youth intake. He's getting his first chance in the first team football, and he's going to make sure it doesn't go to waste. Passes to Mokrovic, and I think this goes in. The Kaiser somehow catches it very easily. A series of passes has been made. Valjankovic will now have a chance to cross it. Passes to Daniel Zachariasz, makes it 2-0! And his debut! The 15-year-old! It might be offside. It isn't! He scored in his first game of his professional career. He's just been signed from a youth intake 2 weeks ago, and now he does this. Valjankovic gets injured, but I do not care. What a moment for this club. Although the Kaiser now loses the most ridiculous goal of time. The ball hits the post and then hits the Kaiser at the back. How is he supposed to defend that? Sparta may have had a little bit of hope, but at the end of the day, we win 2-1 result. A 15-year-old scores on his debut. We've got 2 injured left backs, and we have to play Zdenek Pantok for the rest of the season. But I do not care. Rocinha advances forward on the left side. Linger now has a chance, scores it. He's going to pass to Fabian Kaiser, who makes the worst pass ever. Actually, Stepanek didn't even bother about taking this ball, but thankfully Rocinha was too eager to shoot. Passes to Beza. We win possession, but only for like 3 milliseconds. Rocinha makes a pass to Petkov. Petkov is going to cross it or cut inside himself. Score for 2-0. Yaroslav Malek steps up. Almost scores it. Hits the post though. As Zachariasz wins it. Brilliant interception from a 15-year-old. I will keep emphasizing on that. Anton Fisun with the ball on the wing. Zachariasz almost should have gone for the right. Good streaks have to come to an end at times. And this is what happens. 2 early goals from Slavia Prague. But we still have 2 points of advantage over Mlada Bolesław. And a win guarantees 3rd place. For some of these players, this will be the most important game of their lives. As Jonathan Robert makes a pass. Not a pass, it's a shot, but still. Filip Blecha with a fantastic vision. Zdenek Pantok passes to Blecha. Had a disaster performance last time out against Slavia Prague. Yelchin doesn't, because he didn't play there. Now he scores for a 1-0 result, and we're taking this revenge on them for the last season when they knocked us out from a playoff for that final European spot. Who advances forward on the left side, will probably cross it, all will appeal for a penalty. And I will be surprised if the referee decides to give us a chance to score from the spot. He does though! Filip Blecha steps up with a chance to make it 2-0 in 42nd minute. He does! Now we're having a pen for Mlada Bolesław this time, potentially. As long as the Kaiser can finally save a penalty, we're safe. He saved it. He saved it. Everything is in our favor. Passes to Omoyonga. Passes to Besic. Hasan will make it. He had to. They have the last 30 minutes. And as we speak, Filip Blecha scores. As we speak. Just keep passing around. Kuszej runs in behind. The Kaiser saves it. They still have an opportunity to make it tense, and they will make it tense. Vasil Kuszej scores for a 3-2. But at least we avoided the heartbreak, and we are finishing the best season in Opava's history. By far the best season. What a season, what an effort. And now it's time to check up how's the rest of Europe going on. Because our plans are pretty simple. We'll keep the team, we'll let go Maciej Helbrand, we'll get go Malek, Rataj, Zorfen. But my main point is not to make too many signings. I want to base this team a little bit more on academy players. Maybe a defensive midfielder will be needed, but that's pretty much it. It's time to move on to the best leagues in Europe. First off, Portugal. Benfica win it, our affiliate, has clinched the title. Also, I've seen them going for the knockout stages of the Champions League, but we'll check that in a minute. Got a fair gap over Porto and Braga. The Dutch Eredivisie sees Feyenoord this time winning the title over PSV Eindhoven and Ajax. Paris Saint-Germain do the usual, but only 2 points in front of Monaco and 6 points ahead of Marseille. Bundesliga, Bayern do the usual. I think we have to analyze that. Congrats to Köln for qualifying into Europe, as well as Stuttgart. In Italy though, we've got Inter Milan winning it by 8 points. Not actually 8 points. They still have one more game to play. Real Madrid, with still one match day left, have already clinched the title. Barcelona finish in second. And the Premier League, well, I'm surprised it isn't finished yet. But Arsenal finally stop Manchester City's dominance and win the title. Then in the third place, it's likely it's going to be Liverpool over Chelsea. And probably the most important, Slavia Prague win it over Sparta Prague. We are in the third place. Then we've got Mlada Bolesław, who are having guaranteed Conference League football, so I don't know what happens there. Viktoria Pilsen then and Slovaczko, so let's see. There is no European playoff because we have probably lost that 5th spot. The Namaczewskie Budziewice, Pardubice and Bohemians definitely stay up. Zbrojewka Brno Karwina will be fighting for it, and Slovan Liberec goes down to the 2nd tier. Big news regarding the Conference League. Sparta Prague not only went out of the group stage in the 5th place, but also reached the literal semi-final after beating AEK Athens in the round of 16 and Ghent in the quarterfinals. They have been thrashed 4-1 against Bayer Leverkusen, but at least salvaged a draw at home. Big ups to Sporting Braga, who have reached the Europa League final. Unfortunately, they lost to Newcastle 4-1. And when it comes to the Champions League, Real Madrid wins it over Paris Saint-Germain, and if you follow the previous episodes, you will notice that Slavia Prague made it to the league phase of Champions League, as they got a win against Celtic and a draw against Manchester City. Season 4 is the time when our Build the Nation save truly starts, as we are getting our European debut. However, teams like Slavia and Sparta have definitely helped us at the very beginning, and we have to step up to get Czechia to at least into the top 10. Czechia jumped into 16th place in competition reputation rankings, but it doesn't really matter. We start our Build the Nation, for real this time, from 17th place, the place where we are in the coefficients. This gives Czechia a single Champions League qualifying spot, 1 spot in the Europa League, and 2 slots in the Conference League. All of that maths is complicated, so I just say that our closest milestone is the 15th place, because it will give us a 5th European team, which will go straight to the Champions League qualifiers. Now let's move into the second qualifying round drop, where we'll encounter Lech Poznań, who finished 2nd in the Polish league last season. We are the slight underdogs here, but if we win, it won't be that big of a surprise. I see it's a very interesting start to our European adventure. Going back to our club's news, it's time for the transfers. The very first one was a loan extension of Anton Fisun. The Benfica midfielder will stay with us for 1 more season with an optional fee of 1.2 million. We also confirmed a permanent signing of Diogo Nascimento. And when it comes to the outings, we decided to release a couple of players. The list includes Tomasz Rataj, Kamil Szturma, Filip Zorvan and Dominik Rosenhal. Maciej Helebrant left us for Bulgarian side Wote Wraca for 44k. Same fate met Erwin Saveja, who joined Romanian side UTA Arad for 68k. We also said goodbye to Rodrigo Sam. He's joining the Polish side Warta Poznań. Zdenek Pantok joined Visegrad on loan as well as Denis Rajnoch. And during the season, we said goodbye to Maciej Polidar, who joined the newly promoted Vyshkov. With money in, we just had enough funds to sign Denis Isakovic from a Serbian team Železničar. 250k was spent. And I think it's a brilliant move. As long as we don't realize we have 6 players who are good enough to play in 3 different positions. So I had to improvise, and from this perfectly normal 4-3-3 with a holding midfielder, went to whatever kind of a Christmas tree this is. I usually take around 10 seconds to talk about friendlies, and we'll do the same here. We won all friendlies but one, mainly against lower division Austrian teams. And Chelsea? It was a good test for us. We could see our real position in the world of football. Especially as Chelsea brought in a second 11. We lost 4-0, but we are not just getting battered. We had a couple of chances and even scored a goal. But if you're wondering why it was 4-0, here's why. Now let's start the season 4 of our league campaign against Brøvka Brno. We wanted to start the season on a high. Marek Fiala took this too literally. Smoked their defense and scored. However, someone in Brno wanted to join the goal of the season competition from day one, and that was Denis Granečny. He later assisted the other Denis, Ali Gajic. We are destined to completely bottle the season opener yet again, but if there is someone whose task is to keep saving us, it's Daniel Zachariasz. The 15-year-old went inside the box and scored past Vitek to give us an equalizer. The game against Hradec Králové lacked that dramatic element, thankfully. Rostislav Valnocha and Jovan Mirkovic secured the win, both after a mess in the box. Sparta Prague and us were busy fighting to get the best places possible in Europe at the time. The hosts just got past Belgian side Leuven in Europa League and were about to face Dynamo Kiev, while we were just after the games against Lech Poznań. We started well as Valnocha hit the post, but a few minutes later, Jago gave Sparta the lead. Yusuf Yazici secured Sparta's win with a penalty, unless the Kaiser had something to say about it. Messager, however, left no chance for the Dutch keeper. We had no response, and you shouldn't be surprised. Rostislav Valnocha had this much space, could do anything in the world, so he got his shot saved. Good thing we then got 3 league wins in a row. 4-1 against České Budějovice, 1-0 versus newly promoted Vyshkov. If you're wondering who this guy is, we signed him on a free, and 3-0 against Pardubice. Denis Isakovic seems to be our new jumpman, with his tendency to score from headers. But watch. Where's Europe? Just give me a single league game before we move on. And what a game against Steaua Prague. This was meant to be a thrashing with Andrej Linger opening up the scoring and Marin Petkov doubling it. But this time we had a response with Denis Isakovic scoring another header. We then conceded not 1, but 2 penalties from Marin Petkov. So what? Are we going to get dismantled? Not really. And Guyen scored from outside the box. Then Miguel Baeza gave Steaua the 5th one. However, we have Jonat Robert and Marek Fiala in the team, who both scored. We were close from getting a draw, but in fact, even if we lost, that was a very entertaining game.
And with that, let's finally move on to what you came here for.
And we had a dream start. As we pass the ball to Jovan Mirkovic on the right side, who passes it to Denis Isakovic. In 10 minutes, we're scoring our first goal in the European competition. Fun fact, been there once, on their stadium. And although it was a glorified friendly named the Super Cup, they call it Kocio, was absolutely on fire, even though there were only 15,000 fans total on the stands. Against Rachów, as Patrick scores it's 1-1. Marek Fiala takes the ball on the right side. What will our new shadow striker do? Denis Isakovic gets his shot blocked. Pass to Marek Fiala, who finds Isakovic, runs with ball forward, goes wide on the right side. This time he's going to make a cross, or should make himself. Good cross. Shishwinset Markwinski is going to score it. No! So I'd rather have it stay till the very end. That's 0.125 in the coefficient rankings for Czech Republic, which is a good start.
The second leg turned out to be a little bit more spicy. We had a massive advantage in the first half, but we couldn't convert it so far.
Marek Fiala runs forward, passes to Isakovic! Bartosz Mrozek makes a good save. Pass to Yalcin Kajan. Yalcin Kajan with a first-time shot just next to the post. Stepanek passes to Blecha, passes to Ilic. We can get a couple of quick passes. Valiankovic advances forward, can make a cross. To absolutely nobody, but Salamon almost scored an own goal. Afonso Sousa is a little bit tired. Nemanja Ilic wins the ball. Isakovic hit an empty net, wins a header. Yalcin. Fiala finds Ilic this time. This is his chance. Jovan Mirkovic has a corner, Passes to Stepanek, Lukasz, and makes it 1-0, and we're leading against Lech Poznań. We're into the third qualifying round, as long as we keep it up. Jesper Karlström, passes to Elias Andersson, passes to Milic, just over the bar. Milic already a yellow card, by the way, so this is not great. Mark Friski, I think he was offside, and Mikael Isak was definitely offside. We're listening to the VAR. It is offside. It was Mark Friski who was offside, and that was 100% offside, so we were very lucky to avoid a conceded goal here. There were 3 players offside from Lech Poznań. Yalcin Kajan takes control of the ball, shoots, makes it 2-0, closes the game. Welcome SFC Opava to the third qualifying round. That's it, we've won 2-0, fantastic. And let's go for more. Our opponent in the third qualifying round was the Hungarian side Mezőkövesdy, and we almost had a dream start again. Marek Fiala, we keep playing the ball on the right wing. We now make a cross, Denis Isakovic barely. Nemanja Ilic also wanted to show his set-piece talent in a European competition. He shoots, and that could have been a wonderful strike. But could our efforts finally come into fruition? Cross to the near post, Filip Blecha will take the ball. With him, passes to Valjankovic! 1-0 over the Hungarian side. And essentially we've got only 2 or 3 highlights in this game. We won 1-0, and this is actually what matters, as we had a total domination over them. Marek Fiala runs with the ball forward, goes a little bit wide with it. We'll look for an opportunity to cross it to Yalcin Kajan, who almost scores it in his potentially final game. For context, he's not retiring. We just got an offer from Saudi Arabia for 725k, raising up to 825k. Yalcin's final game in Czechia wouldn't be a walk in the park though. Festion, Szylke and Perovic had multitude of space. He had to score that. The stats to get outrageous, lads. Perovic wins a header, Lads! Makes a cross to Marek Fiala. Makes a pass to Blecha. Isakovic could have scored from this rebound. I mean, Yalcin passes to Mirkovic. Passes to Denis Isakovic, hits the post. But that's good progress. Jankovic almost scores it now. And they are on the way to score themselves. Almost. Dominik Breda has a chance, makes it 2-2. In the aggregate, of course. And this is the extra time. I cannot see a window to make changes though, as we start from a highlight from the kickoff. Kocsis already starts running the ball forward, so I think this is in Mezőkövesdy's advantage. Kotula makes a pass to Matt. Trying not to swear, this is the third qualifying round. We have to have some standards. Ref makes it offside, yes! Such a big relief. We want to see how close it was, because that was definitely close. Sort of. Blecha. Bezdek is potentially fouled in the penalty box. Yes. And I think this is Filip Blecha stepping up. Vladimir Bezdek, great job from him, definitely. But this is not a goal yet. Filip Blecha scores. Scores. 2-all in this game, 3-2 on aggregate. What a thriller. SFC Opava, after a thriller of a game, are in the fourth qualifying round of Europa Conference League. We've made the absolute minimum for this season. That is in total, as far as I'm not mistaken, 0.675 points to coefficients. And in the final qualifying round, we played the Swedish side EF Elfsborg. We were considered to be the slight favorites, but the rivals wanted to prove otherwise from the very get-go. Snig wins the ball on the left side. I'd not be surprised if this goes in. Bernhardsson makes it go in. But we wanted to show it was just a happy accident. Passes forward to Fiala, who can make a pass to Isakovic or run by himself. Passes to Isakovic at the very end of the day. Makes it 1-0, but we have to wait for the referee's decision. I don't think there was offside. Although, please, Szymon. Szymon, why are you doing this to a Polish man in the management? Passes to Ilic. This time Isakovic is not offside, but he doesn't score it. Mirkovic now on the right side. Passes to Dawid Stepanek. Passes to Filip Blecha. Passes to Isakovic. Passes to Ilic. That was a brilliant exchange of these couple of passes. Mirkovic wins the ball back though. Drives inside. Ref says no penalty. Szymon get the ball forward. Passes to Jonathan Robert, who gets past the defender. Makes past the other defender. And despite a multitude of chances, this happened. Wonderful shot. I've gotta say, we've had a slight advantage in this game, but unfortunately we couldn't convert it. So in the reverse fixture, we have to go on them instantly. What a strike. What a strike. 0.25 into coefficient. Every single point to coefficient is important. And Marek Fiala, well, was on the way to ensure we at least get something out of this tie. In order to make something out of it. To get into the league phase. Mirkovic passes to Isakovic. Pen! Because of the ball, Daniel Zachariasz for Denis. We've scored! I want to see the goal first. That's Marek Fiala. I was busy doing changes. Traditional for the 60th minute. Marek Fiala finds some space during this mess in the box. Although if they score, it's not over. It's not over, lads. Now they will be pressing us mad. And this comes to an effect very quickly as Rostislav Valnoha loses possession. Jebara crosses. Gudjonsen appeals for a pen. And wins it. If the Kaiser saves it, we're alive. If not, we just have to push for at least anything to the coefficient. Larsson almost saved it. Johan Larsson with a goal for a 2-1 result. This is pretty much over. So congratulations to Elfsborg. They are in the Conference League phase. SFC Opava made it to the 4th round, unfortunately crashes out on the Swedish side. But at least we've made the absolute minimum when it comes to our European adventure. We've gathered 0.75 points for Czechia in the coefficients, which is a fairly solid result at the start. So let's see how the other teams did. Mlada Boleslav got eliminated by Shamrock Rovers. From Ireland. Sparta Prague did better at least, and is one of the two sides in the European League phase, qualifying to the Conference League. Their draw suggests they may go far in the knockout stages again. Slavia Prague almost went to the Champions League for the second time running, but bottled it against FC Basel. Their fixtures in Europa League are tough though, and these include rotation options on the defensive line. We signed Andrzej Kukuczka on a free transfer, as well as Patryk Wydra from Sparta Prague for 300k. As of right now, I am also negotiating a loan of Paweł Ritter from Jablonec and Matyjasz Kozak transfer listed from Mainz for 90k. We confirmed the signings of Matyjasz Kozak, which were Dominik Breda for whatever reason, and the loan of Paweł Ritter. We start this episode with a game against Viktoria Pilsen, which was a snooze fest. Until the 80th minute when the most random penalty ever was given, converted by Łukasz Kalwach. Radek Schulmeister made it tense in the final minutes with a 1-2 with Dominik Breda. And then we lost from the kickoff. Result? 2-1 to the Pilsen guys. The exact same result occurred against Baník, but in the reversed order. This time, we won the Czech Silesian derby, with Marek Fiala and Filip Blecha both scoring goals. The away team scored one back, but that was all they could do. Between the games between Baník and Teplice, we also made a huge signing. Ignore the fact this man is injured, just look at his attributes. He is a beast of a target forward, and we only signed him for 230k. I swear he's going to be a good striker, although he joins in January. Returning to league action, Teplice were our easy target, and especially for Dominik Breda who scored the brace. Marek Fiala scored the third goal, and Matyjasz Kozak contributed in his debut. Only thing Teplice could do was this consolation goal. Now it's time for a game against Fastav Zlín in the third round of the Czech Cup. I realized they had a player out of contract, so around the 5th minute I told the ref to stop the game so I can negotiate a deal. I am not joking. What about the match? Latter and Yaya decided to have a great day with a brace, but did the rest of the team? Of course not! Denis Isakovic started the party, Filip Blecha converted that penalty, and when you thought it was going to be the extra time, our academy graduate Rostislav Valnoha scored not once, but twice. If you wanted a guide on how to come back from potential disaster, it's quite literally here. The game against Pardubice in the 4th round wasn't this tense though. Emil Tischler, or actually Pedro Justiniano, scored an opener and Filip Blecha converted a penalty. Can anyone tell me how many of these he scored this season? Because I feel like it's like 5th. Although Nussbaumer made it close, Dominik Breda finished the game and solidified our win, advancing to the quarterfinals. The league is back, the next cup game is in February, and Mlada Boleslav proved to be way tougher. Or actually, our set-piece defending was abysmal. Marek Fiala did give us an equalizer, and a few minutes later, a deflection gave Vladimir Bestek a goal. However, we are particularly weak in set-pieces it seems. Not only Richie equalized for the away team, but also assisted from a corner. Therefore, we lost 3-2. And it's not like we are not creating chances. Against Slovacko, Marek Fiala had 2 great opportunities to score, but missed both. Then a penalty was given to Slovacko for whatever reason, scored by Aleksandr Ionita, who later assisted Filip Veheta. This is our 2nd league loss in a row, but not the end of the disaster. Because we then lost to Sigma Omuniec thanks to a penalty, then to Jablonec thanks to a throw-in, and to Bohemians Prague due to a corner. I am literally naming this episode the disaster of set pieces in Football Manager. I hope we can turn things around in the second round, because we are starting it with a game against Radec Kralowej. Okay, I'll ask otherwise. Can we lose our 7th game in a row, this time against Brno? We can! Unless, watch out, it's him. Marek Fiala scored the goal. If you count it by any chance, we scored for the first time in 5 games. And not only we did not lose, we could win. A goal kick was cleared and passed straight to Isakovic, who gave Nemanja Ilic an open chance to score, if only Dennis wasn't offside. But we may as well return to the losing path, as our next opponent is Sparta Prague, who are absolutely demolishing the league and European competitions. Diogo Nascimento had his starting 11 debut on that day, and he put it to a good use. That gets the first highlight of the game. Diogo Nascimento in 5 minutes scores his first goal for SFC Opava this season. But who would have thought about this game being easy? We're playing against 37 times Czech champions after all. The team for many games. What was this? Did this Małasa guy pass back to Pietro Pellegrini when he had an open net? Now a cross from a free kick. Ladislav Krejci makes it 2-1. Mesegier Breda wins the ball back though, but only for a second, as Pietro Pellegrini makes it 3. I mean, seriously? Well, at least it's offside, but we're still losing and it doesn't help us. On the right side, although he loses possession, Dominik Breda has been fouled, and Yusuf Yazici is sent off. Pellegrini clears it, but only temporarily. Jankovic wins it back. Jovan Mirkovic passes somehow to Ilic, looking for a crossing opportunity, although the ball goes to the middle somehow. Nemanja Ilic with the right foot hits the post. Jankovic now with a chance to cross it to Nemanja Ilic. Diogo Nascimento makes an equalizer for 2-2 in the 18th minute. That is another great result, this time after 6 games of constantly losing. Then a lucky draw against Brojovka Brno. Now we're taking another draw against Sparta Prague, and I think we could be back on track. That would be tested against Dynamo. And let's just go through all the chances, starting with Tomic's header. Then Diogo Nascimento hit the post. Oh wait, penalty is called. Marek Fiala scored the goal. The Kaiser then makes a brilliant save. Klima tried to chip our keeper. Michal Hubinek equalizes. Then Fiala shot from distance, and Nascimento tried to replicate his second goal versus Sparta. Dominik Breda makes a finesse attempt, and this game still ended in a 1-1 draw despite all the chances. That's how we start our winter break. Which saw a transfer window. I'm yet to mention the arrival of Sven Celiak from Kustosia on a free. Also Jan Krupa arrived, and the beast of a target forward of Rodrigo Piris from Uruguay. Just look at his stats. He's simply massive, and we brought him for 230k. Now he's worth like 5 million. But this arrival means we have way too many attacking players now, so we had to say goodbye to Milos Jirkal and Dominik Breda for around 35k each. And we sent out Emil Tischler phone loan to Vysočina Jihlava from the 2nd division. Well, that was quick. Now let's move into league action. And now I'm showing you the only goal in the game against Byszkov, which was offside. So we start with a 0-0 drop. Just great. As great as our performance against Pardubice. We won 3-0 using a new tactic, again with double target forwards. This allowed both Piris and Isakovic to score. Roberto scored against Slavia Prague too, and the 56th minute, Marek Fiala scored a goal. Marin Petkov did get one back, but we still kept the win. And with the form going up, it was time to build up our biggest chance to play in Europe, a Czech Cup quarterfinal against Slovacko. Now Mirkovic dribbles past James, now Marek Fiala has the ball in the box. Isakovic passes back to Nguyen. Now it's Jovan Mirkovic, who passes to Schulmeister. A 1-2 has been played. Mirkovic crosses it to the box, and our jumpman makes it again. 8th goal of the season only, but the one that could really matter. And Isakovic can launch a counter. Passes forward to Marek Fiala. Now he was about to make a run, but Marek Fiala finishes it by himself. James makes a cross to Michalik, and Michalik wasted the chance as Denis Isakovic passes to Jonathan Robert. Shot is blocked, but Jakub Kolar gets the ball back. But if Slovacko score from this, I wouldn't be happy. James hits the post. We're so lucky. We actually confirm our position in MOL Cup semi-finals, just like Opava in real life, as this episode might be out even before they play Sparta in the semis. But all in all, we're in the semis for the first time in this save, as I'm wondering who we will be playing. Sparta Prague, and I think it's us. It's genuinely us. We have one game to defeat Sparta Prague and get our biggest chance to play in Europe, tie against Viktoria Pilsen, in which we got a fantastic start with Radek Schulmeister's effort. But this was cancelled by Jan Mlaka, although I wonder if there was an offside potentially. There is no potentially in the dictionary when it comes to what Jovan Mirkovic did, because he definitely got sent off. That led to a new gen Witwitek scoring for Viktoria Pilsen and giving us another L. The same scoreline occurred against Bańka Ostrava. We again took the lead as Denis Isakovic got a fantastic pass from Anton Fisun to score. However, we then got struck by a rebound from a corner and a header. We won't talk about our performance versus Teplice though. And we want to talk about our performance versus Blada Boleslav as well. Mainly because they were boring, and I want to move on to the cup semi-final against Sparta Prague. Passes to Mihailo, and I think this is an advantage of the team from Prague. Ellis. Great start. Well, if they score from this highlight, I'm changing the tactic. Don't mind if I do. And we have to make some changes. Instant. Jonathan Robert, Filip Blecha, Vladimir Bezdek, Stepan Halupek, Rostislav Valnoha. I know this season seems to be a bit of experimental. We could have got a massive run in Europe, or at least get to the Europe via the league again. Did I actually make 5 subs? In order for one of them to being forced to being taken off the pitch. Jankovic now makes... He's playing a blunder of a game. First thing, he makes an obvious error to concede a goal. Now he concedes a pen. Saved by Fabian De Keyser, so that's a highlight of the day at least. But Vajerkovic is having a disaster of a game and still 6.5. And an injury. What is this? We're down to 9 men. Krajev, Japer, passes to Karabec is going to be free, but no, it's not. The Kaiser is still putting a massive performance. Save the penalty. Now this. Maybe free. It's free. And our cup round ends in the semi. And any chances of qualifying into Europe. But can we at least avoid the relegation group? Let's see. We started terribly, losing Finland to Slovacko. We also got terribly battered. 4-1 by Sigma Omuniet. At least Dominik Breda scored. And if you recall, he was transferred to Cartagena, right? Right. In July. We thought we will secure a playoff spot by winning over Jablonec, where I found out why we were losing this much. It was all down to the defensive tactics. For this game, I lowered the block and line of engagement. We also pressed a little bit less often, and that was working for 3 first seasons. I do not know why I made that switch in early season 4. That did give us an instant improvement to our results, as we got a draw against Bohemians Prague. But this wasn't enough. Coming to the end of the round, Teplice overtook us and we dropped to 11th, which meant the relegation group. We had a massive advantage coming into the final 5 games and we kept it. It's a season to forget. But there is one game I want you to pay attention to. With already guaranteed 11th place, I decided to give the playing time to some youngsters, including Jan Kroupa, Jakub Kolar, or a 16-year-old goalkeeper Michal Kozil. He had the chance to shine in the 21st minute. Jeredy Hilterman from Bohemians Prague stepped up for a penalty and he was expecting an easy goal. Little did he know that he was going to be stopped by Michal. Because we were playing Football Manager, Jeredy scored 2 goals at the start of the second half of course. But we didn't give up. Filip Blecha scored from a penalty and in the 98th minute, Jonathan Robert made the run into the box, made a deflected shot and equalized, giving us the point. Now let's move on to the off-pitch stuff. Starting with the youth intake. It gave us 5 elite talents. It just cannot be better. Here are their profiles if you want to have a look. I just think we are suffering from success in this field. This amount of promising players means we have to offload the team in the future and come up with a new tactic to utilize our massively talented front 3 in Marek Fiala, Denis Isakovic and Roberto Piris. This is my current idea and I will definitely spend some time considering all options available. In other news, how did the world of football go? The Czech League was won by Sparta Prague. They essentially battered the rest. Our Synod affiliate Benfica won the Portuguese league title. The Netherlands have Ajax winning just ahead of PSV. PSG did the usual in France, Real Madrid did the usual in Spain, Bayern did the usual in Germany, Manchester City did the usual in England, and Inter did the usual in Italy. They won every Serie A title in this save so far. In Europe, Inter will have a rematch from 2023 in the Champions League final against Manchester City. The Europa League was already won by Manchester United. And the Conference League, Sparta Prague won the round of 16 versus Partizan Belgrade. Okay, they went on to beat our FM23 club Randers FC in the quarters. Cool. They beat Panathinaikos in the semis and will be playing in the final against Napoli. I am definitely watching this. The nation of Czechia is building by itself. And speaking of building a nation, Czechia will be 17th regardless after the season. But after removing the 21-22 campaign, we jump into 14th, which is fairly solid. In short, Season 5 is our big chance to step up and make sure this season was just a bit of an experiment. Or accident, if you wish to say that. Let's start the Season 5 of SFC Opava. I have a feeling that Season 4 was just a bit of an accident and will catch up to Czechia's top teams. This will be achieved by a new tactic, actual quality transfers and focus on the academy. It's time to find out if our new approach works. Last episode I mentioned that Sparta Prague have made it to the Conference League final, where they played Napoli. This is the game I've watched on Twitch. Link to it in the description. Yusuf Yasic did try to carry the team scoring a brace, but these goals were only a response to Napoli scoring beforehand. And Napoli finished off in extra time, winning their first European title since 1989. This didn't stop Czechia from jumping into top 15 of the UEFA coefficients, giving us 5 European places. That stream also saw us creating a brand new tactic which finally utilizes the qualities of our front three. Friendlies showed that we had a slow start, but then started casually thrashing the opponents. So I'm seeing this tactic work in the league. But before that, we've got some business to make, and we finally got a decent transfer budget of €1 million in the form of massive wage budget, which meant there is a new guy in the team, Matej Kovacic from a right back for 700k. I did spend almost the entire budget on a right back. As of the start of the season, we keep trying to sign Dorde Jovanovic from Radnič Kniš for 700k too, which forces a couple of outings. They are mainly of Latocha and Tenu, as well as releasing Martin Janacek with Emil Tischer. Andrej Kukuczka found himself a new place in Andorra in the Spanish 2nd division for 125k, and Anton Frisun with Pavel Ritter joined their park clubs. It was now time for a game against Teplice to open the season. Our new signing Matej Kovacic showed from the get-go. Signing him was worth the money, giving his first touch assist to Denis Isakovic. 20 minutes later, Roberto Pires sent a long ball, and you probably know where this is going. Marek Fiala scored the goal. Team Rossmann didn't want to make it easy for us, but Nemanja Elic secured the win. Okay, Lukas Fadinger made us worried about bottling it yet again. But surely this isn't happening again. This was insanely close. We then proceeded to thrash Dynamo Český Budějovice with a 4-0 result, and I recently realized that I can't talk anything else than Marek Fiala scored a goal. 1 minute and 40 seconds later, you guessed it, Marek Fiala scored a goal. And what he has done a couple of minutes later? He scored again. Thankfully it was Roberto Pires who set the score sheet. The game against Vyškov saw only 1 goal. This time it was scored by Roberto Pires to win the game. Sparta Prague was next, which may make this streak come to an end, unless you have Roberto Pires in the team. Pires is in the free area to score for a 1-0, but you know what? I truly think this is the season. Finds it, passes to Isakovic, Marek Fiala to an empty net. It's 2-0 against Sparta Prague, but that seems to have been underrating Sparta Prague a little bit, because Adam Karabec scored right before the half-time. We win possession again. Sven Celjak, the Croatian, passes to Marek Fiala. Marek Fiala scored the goal. Adam Karabec on the left side. He's going to move the ball forward, pass it back to Małasa. Szewczyk is going to score. Michal Szewczyk, but potentially offside. Let's see what Jana Adamkova thinks. Well, it wasn't offside, clearly. We might draw this game. We might bottle it entirely. Kuchta was offside. Kuchta was offside this time. This time he definitely was offside. Again, VAR does the calls because this is what happens. How is this not offside? We definitely have a heartbreak because we lose possession. Like a couple of ups and damages. These obstacles will happen. I'm still very positive about the season, but the players did not believe that stunt, as they conceded a goal against Jablonec. Or maybe they do, because Filip Blecha equalized, and after a massively floated cross, Denis Isakovic scored. You know what, they probably don't believe anyway. We eventually lost the game 3-2. It was off the pitch stuff where the more interesting things happened. Because guess what? In our front three, there is no Nemanja Ilic. He did start regularly, but this wasn't enough for him. Knowing I have a different player in mind to sign, I simply decided to let him go to Widzew for 550k. Actually 230 because Trenchin got the percentage of profit from the next sale. But this was enough for us to sign Dorde Jovanovic. Jovanovic did not appear in a game against newly promoted Taborsko, who we dismantled 3-0. Actually 2, but they made it 3 with something like this. but Brno decided not to play with us. This time, they dismantled us. 3-1 to be exact. Denis Isakovic scored the consolation goal. After 7 match days, we sit in Czechia's top 6 and we are looking forward to at least staying here. Because guess what? We're leading at some point. Things are going well, so let's see how our representation does in Europe. It looks like we can rely only on Sparta and Slavia Prague yet again, because Viktoria Pilsen and Slovacko got eliminated without winning a single round. At least Slavia Prague got revenge for Slovacko and Malmö to qualify for the Conference League phase. And the finalists of last season's Conference League, Sparta Prague, just missed out on Champions League football on penalties. They will have a chance to shine in the Europa League though. We'll also keep track of Marek Fiala's goal tally as he starts this episode as the league's top scorer. Our first game of this episode was against Slavia Prague, in which we were the ones who attacked more. While this opportunity did not go in, the one from Denis Isakovic did give us the lead. The away team took the advantage later on, and one of their attacks ended up with a VAR call, which gave them a pen. Marin Petkov scored, but this game ended in a stalemate, and it looks like we loved drawing and became great at it. Nothing happened in the game against Slovan Liberec, at least both sides exchanged goals with Viktoria Pilsen. The downward spiral was coming though. In Opava, a Czech Silesian derby was hosted between us and Baník Ostrava, in which Matej Šín opened up the scoring. This goal was assisted by Makana Baku, who later scored after deflection. Assisted by Matej Šín. Just at the end of the first half, we got the lifeline though, with Roberto Piris scoring a tap-in. We used that to keep going at our opponents. Rostislav Volnoka tried this ridiculous long shot, barely saved by Pence. Denis Isakovic had his chance from the header, but none of them are Roberto Piris, who probably felt something in the air. What a day for our Uruguayan wonderkid. To equalize the derby in the 93rd minute is something special. That momentum carried for the cup game against Trinec, with Jankovic scoring in the very first minute. Then, David Stepanek got the perfect idea to tackle the opponent. Got sent off instantly and only made problems with this conceded goal. Then we were losing with an extra time finish. Thankfully, Marek Fiala equalized in the 108th minute, only to miss a penalty. Varjankovic also missed. We got eliminated from the Czech Cup altogether, and the bad streak continued against Mlada Bolesław with Vasil Kuszej putting the game to bed with a quick brace. The last thing you would expect is a change of fortunes. Well, Roberto Piris made one, and despite Andrej Michalik's equalizer, Denis Isakovic secured our first win in 6 games. And what's something you would expect the least? This banger. Despite Bohemians equalizing, we went on to win again, and I just want to take a moment to appreciate this freaky combination. Sven Celiak went on to score his first goal of the season versus Sigma Omuniec, and Denis Isakovic made sure it was another win. The winning streak kept going with Denis Isakovic brace against Dynamo Czeskie Budziejowice. The game finished with a 4-1 result and was just a huge indicator of our rising form. So it made perfect sense when Teplice, who have a very good season by the way, scored a goal, and then we lost 1-0. That loss didn't make us slow down with the pace though. Vyshkov was a fun day. And what a fun day! We won 4-0 over them, and Marek Fiala scored a hat-trick, being fully ready for a massive game over Sparta Prague. And we couldn't get a better start. You guessed it, Marek Fiala scored the goal, and it looks like we're cooking the leaders of the table.
Let me do this, let me do this, let me do this. Yes! 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 No, 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 no! Wait, 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 wait! Wait, 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 wait! No! No! No!
We need to relax, so let's do some
business.
The outings? 2 of them. David Stepanek went to Norway, and Stepan Halupek, who was unhappy about his game time, went to Slovak champions Żelezjarnie Podbrezowa. You heard that right. The incomings? 2 of them. Jan Kroupa recalled from loan, and Georgi Noc as a second keeper from Ferencvaros for 220k. The negotiations with the player were very hard, but we made it. He is going to be our future goalkeeper. Fun fact, the first game after the New Year versus Jablonec was over in 6 minutes. We got a 1-1 draw, because why it would be anything else? At least we are the first ones to score. Thankfully our next opponents were Taborsko, who are rock bottom in the league. With this goal from Rostislav Volnoka was perfectly normal, someone needs to explain the carnage behind Kroupa's header.
Wysoko, wysoko!
and Marek Fiala missed a penalty. He made up for it with a hat-trick against Brewka Brno, with some help from a generous defender. So let me take out the third goal, and now we're moving into the next opponent. Slavia Prague was going to be a challenge though, but not for Roberto Pires, who got a brilliant pass to score. Of course, we conceded after a minute. Then Marek Fiala tried something like this. I don't know how he wanted to score that, and it obviously had to come down to the final minute. Not again. We still sat in Czechia's top 6, but we needed to win games over Slovan Liberec and Viktoria Pilsen to secure the championship group. To do that, you have to do anything else than conceding a goal. Good thing Marek Fiala is in the team to save a draw at least. He also scored the lone goal against Viktoria Pilsen to secure the win, and this leaves us 5th in the table ahead of the Czech Silesian derby. Our goal is obviously to win it. If we do, we'll jump into the 4th place, but it only becomes available if you subscribe to the channel. Marek Fiala is a joint top scorer with Marin Petkov. Both have a tally of 16 goals. Roberto Pires is potentially our best player and the first foreign wonderkid of this save. He is greatly talented and has everything you need from a striker, including massive potential. However, he has a major problem. His contract is running out at the end of next season and he shows no interest in signing a new one, which means we have to cash on him now. I called intermediaries, who said over a 3 million deal is doable, but when I see the list of teams willing to sign him, I just want to see if they can at least match his 4.5 million release clause for domestic clubs. But this is also my minimum for foreign teams. Roberto said the only way to keep him is if you subscribe to the channel, so it's your choice, money now or longer deal. Now we move on into the serious stuff. The deciding games in the league. We currently sit 5th in the table, with a huge chance to attack the European places, and maybe even the 2nd, which would give us the champions. The first game is against Baník Ostrava, but at this point every fixture is tough, and every fixture could be the deciding one. So let's see if this Silesian derby will be equally dramatic as the last one. SFC Opava is more perceived as a 2nd division team. Now it's like 4th season in a row in the top flight, and the team in yellow was about to... It actually scores a goal! Marek Fiala with a goal number 17 in the league campaign. It's all about the 1st division football. Marek Fiala was about to score a double meanwhile. Sven Celiak, the Croatian youth international, drives into the box. It's not Marek Fiala, it's Adam Szwejdik to score for a 2-0 result. Who loses possession now? Mustafa, the forward, takes it. Matejšin develops the ball to Filip Kubal into free space, but I think it was offside. It's not offside. And that means we win the Czech Silesian derby. Last time out, it was a dramatic equalizer which you could see in episode 16. Now it's comfortable win, I suppose. Right after the game, we received an okay offer from Fernside Lorient. Roberto Pires was going to be signed for 3.6 million, but I knew he was worth more, so I tried to see if they would take 5 million. Which they instantly did. A few days later, the move was confirmed, and Roberto will move to Brittany after the season. Roberto started the game against Mlada Bolesław, which despite the number of chances, remained goalless for the majority of the game. That ended in the 85th minute. Radek Schulmeister secured that win. A spectacular long shot secured the lead for Slovacko in game week 28. However, Filip Blecha found Vladimir Bestek, who found Matijasz Kozak, who equalized and made this game a 1-0 draw. We'll skip the game against Bohemian Prague, as quite frankly nothing happened. But our position in the top 6 was in danger when Sigma Omni's Jan Fortelny scored. Don't worry though, Marek Fiala scored the goal, supported by a brace from Roberto Pires, who didn't forget how to enlarge his goal target despite the incoming transfer. Filip Blecha finished the scoring with one of his own. Although we conceded a goal at the end of the game, this didn't change the fact we qualified for the championship group, finishing anywhere in the top 5, except the first because Sparta won the league already. And the cup means we'll have a chance to play in Europe, but first we have to win games, and the first chance was against Mlada Bolesław, the group's outsiders. To ensure this is the amount of points we have after this game. Denis Isakovic scores, but I think it was offside. Waiting for the referee's call, but I think it was offside. It wasn't. Looks for space to attack, but has to pass to the left side to Nguyen. Roberto Pires makes it 2-0. Now it's the one to dictate the game. Roberto Pires finds Denis Isakovic for the brace. It is a brace. Who's lost the header, but the action is still going on. Lukasz tries to intercept that. Erdis Kraja scores a wonderful curling effort. Who needs to pass it back to Patrick Vidra. From a deploying forward position. He's made a brilliant chance for Adam Szwejdik. Nothing else happens. We win 3-1. Brilliant start to the championship group. This was a good start. But this is when the deciding games begin. We encounter Slovan Liberec, who are 2 points behind us. Roland Galcik, former Podbrezova player, now makes a cross to Ion Nicolescu. Is now passing to Cesinia. On the right side, Lampro has a clear position. He had to score it, yes. Roberto Pires, although he's tired, he still has to push. And Nguyen now makes a cross. Denis Isakovic makes it 1-2. We lost 2-1 at the end of the day. Not something you would want. Sparta Prague has already won the Czech League title, but still wanted to show their dominance in the domestic field. For us, although Adam Jirkal, the 18-year-old, instantly had to start with scoring. There wasn't any offside. Oh, there was! Now Vidra should be making a long ball to him, although I think it was offside. We'll see that a little bit later. No offside by the ref. Marek Fiala loses possession. Franco. Adam Jirkal. This time he hits the post. We are so lucky. Now, are we about to finally clear it? No. Are you serious? He is serious. Now the only hope is in Fabian de Keyser to save this penalty. He couldn't. No, there is no way this is a red. He didn't even touch him. No. This ref is a fraud. Arna with a cross again. Maszovic. Well, Europe over. Europe over pretty much. No, the ref decides to call a penalty instead. Sparta Prague has already won the championship, but it doesn't excuse them to... Well, at least it's saved. Japer passes to Andre Franco. Passes to Erhan Maszovic for a 3-0. And Adam Jirkal makes it 4, although it was offside this time. And he's finally correct. At least Prague didn't score, so the other results are working for us. We're 4th in the league still. And what's worse than losing 2 games in a row? Losing 3 games in a row. Marin Petkov, who later won the top scorer award, put 2 goals past us. Between them, Miguel Baeza made sure it was 3-0. We lost control of the table because we dropped to 5th, which would force us to play in a playoff. We didn't even try to fight back. We lost the 4th game in a row, which confirmed ourselves as 5th in the league. While the top 4 gets a guaranteed European qualification, we have to encounter one more opponent if we want to experience Europe again. Our opponents will be Teplice, who won over Baník Ostrava in their elimination sort of a playoff. This was our one and only chance to make this year count. So, in short, we have to win this. If I just don't. Not, it's not a pen! That is actually a very good interception. I want European football, otherwise I'm skipping season 6. I'm telling you right now. It wasn't a pen in the slightest bit. Roberto Pires already makes a corner kick. No hesitation, Marek Fiala wins possession. We get it into the penalty area. Jankovic. Kolar scores for 1-1. Finally we've scored a goal. And it's from the academy graduate. We're having a draw, which means we have to at least think about the future, which is the next half. But Matej Kovacic launches across. Marek Fiala for a goal to a 2-1 result. So this is a comeback currently completed, but we still have an hour of football. I'm more than happy with that. Filip Blecha now almost scores from a free kick. Finds Pires, now tries to round Deuter in his final SFC Opava game. If he wins Europe in his very last game in Czechia, then we'll be more than happy. Maybe at 35 years old, if I was continuing to save that long, we'd be taking him back to this place. But Roberto Pires, this is his potentially final goal in SFC Opava shirt. But what I definitely know is that it could be truly a winning goal. In the game where it matters the most, Mirkovic now goes into the penalty area, but his shot is being caught. Makes a long ball, but the place where there was nobody, so they lose possession. Roberto Pires, can he score a brace since his final day in Opava? Roberto Pires shows the ball to Starka, hits the crossbar. Imagine if this went in. We've done it. Let's go! Finally, after this much drama, SFC Opava finished the season on 5th. This is by no means our best season, but what matters is that we get that European place, and this gives us a Conference League adventure yet again. Without Roberto Pires, but we've got plenty of cash in the transfer budget. We've got 3 new players coming in. And it's a great time to introduce you to a rebuild that has already started. We have to use these millions from Piri somehow. The Uruguayan will be replaced by Alex Ristic from Slovenian side Maribor. He's already a beast of a striker, and I hope he'll score at least as many goals as Roberto. To support him, we brought in 2 more strikers. I just love having an overload in this position. Petr Novotny from Sigma Omnic is a high potential option. Both him and Alex were signed for around $1 million combined. And for compensation fee, we brought in Ivan Maček from Slovakia, who also can duel as a striker or attacking midfielder. Sparta Prague went on to dominate the league, same as last season. The other teams in Europe are Slavia Prague, Slovácko and Slovan Liberec. On the other side, at the rock bottom was Jablonec? Taborsko not only avoided direct relegation, but even stayed up without a playoff, sending Sigma Omnic and Dynamo České Budějovice there. They both saved themselves, with Sigma being Sigmas on penalties. Looking at other top European leagues, AZ Alkmaar won in the Netherlands, but other than that, it's the usual stuff all bloody over again. At least Arsenal and Liverpool made it close in the Prem. On the continental stage though, it was Celta de Vigo who won over Moreirense in the Conference League final. But I was left speechless when I saw this result in the quarters. Sparta Prague got eliminated in Europa League phase, which was later won by Newcastle United. And the All-Sheikh Champions League final, it was Paris Saint-Germain who won it for the first time ever.
Dear UEFA Conference League. Not the greatest of intros. It's literally the second time ever we qualify here. Anyway, if you followed the previous episodes, you will know that we barely made it. Despite sitting on 3rd before the championship group, we decided to be terrible in football. The only reason we can play in Europe this season is thanks to a playoff against Teplice, which we won coming back from 1-0. This episode, we are saying goodbye to Roberto Piris, hero to 3 of our new strikers, and beginning both the league season and our second European adventure. We will start this episode quite weirdly, with Stuttgart offering us an interview. It's the perfect time to tell you who wanted to get me into their club over the last couple of years. The list includes Werder Bremen, Besiktas, Nyon, Valencia and Schalke. Oh, and Celta de Vigo, who offered me an interview during this episode too. Coming to the club stuff that matters, it's time for a transfer window. We had to use the money we made from Roberto Piris. Outside the 3 strikers, we also have to improve the backline, as Stepan Chalupek left us for Żelezjarnie Podbrezova. He is replaced by Michi and Dembi from AC Reggiana for 375k, and Jan Novotny from Sigma Omnic for a club record 1.4 million. Emmanuel Vieon enters the left back spot on a free. Yes, he's a DM, but I make him a left back anyway. These signings force the outings. One of them is Matias Kozak, who went to have a massive paycheck in Saudi Arabia. Jaroslav Sztarka went to Taborsko for loan with an optional fee. Same as Jonathan Robert, who went to Romania. Benjamin Ten went to Academica Coimbra in the 3rd year of Portugal. I won't even talk about our loan form, because quite frankly, it's no matter. It's just the same players. The previous season was okay for Czechia in Europe, but not enough to keep the 5th qualifying spot for us. Our task for this season is to contribute to the coefficient as much as possible. But first, the league campaign, which we began in Brno. Vyškov still don't have the stadium meeting the requirements. They're building one, which will be opened in 2031. Out of all games that open our seasons, and we had a couple bottles, I think this game is the worst we've played in a long time. Against a team whose ambition is just to stay up, we are down 3-0 after the first half. However, Petr Novotny started in his debut for us. He is a deep-lying forward, which allows him to make runs from deep. Guess what? He used that to score a consolation, but he that did the same thing, which made things close. Oh, no. No way! This was one of the biggest comebacks we've made ever. Thankfully, all we needed in a game against Taborsko was a single goal. The guy who gave an assist is Gonçalves. We signed him as a free agent. Sparta Prague are fighting for the Champions League slot, but in the meantime, played against us. Most definitely. No, he passes back to Leitner. Yusuf Yazici, fantastic bit of play there. Yusuf Yazici this time from a corner kick. Pietro Pellegrini makes it 1-0. Looks like he's a bit of a winger on attack, but passes to Leitner. Pietro Pellegrini is about to score the second. Andre Franco may as well make an assist from this corner. He did. James Gomez 3-0. To be fair, we are not that bothered. Europe is more important at this moment. That wasn't an excuse for a game versus Hradec Králové, which we closed in 7 minutes. And against Brewka Brno, albeit Petr Novotny had to save us. Dynamo České Budějovice had us waiting for goals until the second half, but it saw Novotny's another brace anyway. Before our return to European football, I'll show you one more league game versus Slavia Prague. Miguel Baeza passes with Domagoj Bradaric, cuts inside to score for 2-0. Alex Ristic, who passes to Petr Novotny. From outside the area, he tried to shoot. Looks like we're ending with a 2-0 loss. After 7 games, we are sitting 6th in the table. Aside from the Prague teams, we only failed to win once, which is a good forecast for the rest of the year. Petr Novotny is now a top scorer, and he doesn't seem to stop with his form. Now it's time for our second European adventure. Our first destination will be Belgrade, as we got drawn with Partizan in the second qualifying round. We have been also given probably the hardest opponent in the entire second qualifying round, which already scores a goal. As we have a corner in the 21st minute, Valjankovic makes a cross. I think it was Ristic trying to score on the left side. We'll look to cross, and Marek Fiala almost scores it, but we get a corner at least in order to recycle possession and potentially go forward again. Adam Szwejdyk loses possession for another time. This time he didn't even try, let's be honest. And we're losing 2-0. We make a long throw to the penalty area. Valjankovic wins it. Now Lukasz N leads to cross it. Fastest to Petr Novotny. And now let's launch a counter. Petr Novotny on the left side. He's left-footed, so this is an advantage for him. But he slows down the counter single-handedly. Jovan Mirkovic now to Kolar. This is actually a good pass to Alex Ristic. Ristic makes a consolation for now. As he's going to the byline to cross it. Petr Novotny. Kolar to Ristic on the right side. Crosses to Petr Novotny. Now here's the thing. We may have lost, and it's far from the good start. But good thing is, we have at least scored that 1 goal, and we see that we have a massive advantage over Partizan Belgrade. And we have to use that in the second leg. The home crowd needs to carry us to success. It's at least at the extra time. Marek Fiala, saved by the keeper. Clears the header again, but they see that there will be changes after the first half. Now Alex Ristic has a cross from the corner. Nobody wins the header, but Marek Fiala takes position in the penalty area. That was so close. Giving the ball to the box already. Matej Kovacic on the right side. Looks for a cross. Alex Ristic equalizes the affair. What is he going to cook in here? He scores a wonderful strike into the top bins to make us lead the aggregate. Today, it is confirmed SFC Opava becomes the first non-Slavia or Sparta Prague team in 1 or 2 years to actually progress a qualifying round in any European competition. The third round got us drawn with Hapoel Beersheva, who eliminated Žilina in the second qualifying round. Well, it's time to show them it wasn't the right thing to do. Ristic makes a cross from a corner. Marek Fiala takes the ball, and this time he opens up his scoring tally for the season. Marek Fiala won the result. Advances by himself. Now has to make a cross. Passes to Jakub Kolar, who doubles the lead. Kolar, fantastic pass to Marek Fiala. Petr Novotny makes it 3-0. That's
Dragon Ball.
You're just stupid, Ivan. You are just stupid. Filip Blecha now makes a cross to the penalty area. Torde Jovanovic with this header makes it 4. I'm feeling pretty much safe about that. We should stop all this dramatic stuff by now. Especially since Vladimir Bezdek smashes it into the top bins. Ball to Lukasz and makes a cross. And that cross has been won by Alex Ristic. Makes a pass to Filip Blecha. Our captain is going to cross it into the box. And Alex Ristic is going to make it a brace. Omar now goes to the ball on the right side. Makes it a... Well, Zahi Ahmed scores, but I'm not really bothered. Guys, every point is important to a coefficient. We're building a nation here, and yet to concede a goal for another time. Ristic passes to Lukasz Endl from the throw-in. Diogo Nascimento, brilliant header. At least we won. No problemo. Andriy Shevchenko got us play against Brentby in the 4th qualifying round. One of the more fierce rivals in our FM23 save we had with Randers FC. And by fierce rivals, I mean fierce rivals. Unless we concede a goal in the 7th minute. Fights for possession, gets to it though. Can make a cross into the penalty area. And this cross to Alex Ristic goes in. We're equalizing in 16th minute. And that means game on. And we're starting from 0. Valjankovic deserves a ball here. Just pass it to him. Good one. Alex Ristic. Well, he's defended. Ristic crosses into the short post, but Filip Blecha wins it back. Patrick Vydra with the ball on the penalty area. Valjankovic gives us the lead in the 81st minute. Only is a momentarily win of possession. Kruse. Well, that's a good shot. That's a very good result. and the win for us in the first leg of the fourth qualifying round. We are just 90 minutes away from the very first European group stage. Let's make sure it doesn't go to waste. We're on the white jerseys, so Alex Ristic takes on a free kick. In the first half, almost scores it, and Fagir has a brilliant chance to equalize the aggregates. Passes to Jurgensen, but we win possession again. And Marek Fiala has been launched into a wonderful counter to equalize. Filip Blecha makes a pass to Marek Fiala. Can he take the lead for us? He does. It's a brace for Marek Fiala from left foot. Emmanuel Villalon. Sven Celjak, fantastic goal from the first touch. 3-1, and that's pretty much over. Makes a cross into the short post. Lukasz and passes back to Celjak. Celjak makes a long shot, hits the post. Maciek tries again, Sven Celjak tries again, and that is it. Szymon Marciniak blows the final whistle. Welcome to the Europa group stage. Welcome to Europa Conference League phase. For the first time ever, SFC Opava are in Europe. For proper. That was the 200th competitive game in our management. Nice way to celebrate a milestone. And we are not the only ones to make it this far. Despite two teams able to qualify for the Champions League, neither of the Prague teams did. But at least both got to the playoff round, which means they will play in the Europa League. And we are also not the only ones to play in the Conference League. We'll be supported by Slovácko, even if they went here thanks to losing in the second tier of European football. Our fixture list is very promising. We have teams that we can win against and sides that will provide a challenge. Knockout playoffs are possible, and I can't wait to see us perform among European top teams. We are also getting support from Romania, as Pavel Popa from CFR Cluj joined us for 725k. He is not going to replace George Notch though, first because the Hungarian is a goalkeeper, and second, he went back to Hungary for loan. We start this episode on September 1st, and the game against Sigma Omuniec. They are superior unfortunately, hence the name, as Jan Fortelny was the biggest Sigma of them all. Bohemians, despite having a little kangaroo on their badge, forgot how to jump, to a ball blasted by Filip Blecha into the net of course. Wojciech Szmyrs tried to be a prime Ronaldinho. But what his team failed in is defending, because Jovan Mirkovic turned into icon moments Ronaldinho, and to make sure we win, Petr Nowotny got one of his, but he can only run forward. And now, it was time. I am so excited to play for the first time in Europe with SFC Opava. These boys proved they deserve the chance, and they get one. But this highlight, the first one, starts with us losing possession and winning it constantly, as Petr Nowotny drives into the penalty area, and this is our first goal in the Conference League phase in the second minute. We are striking early. Blecha now to Nowotny. He's already scored in Europe today. If anyone is wondering about the lack of Fiala, he's injured, but Alex Ristic is not injured. Therefore, we're leading 2-0. The ball is recycled into the penalty area. Filip Blecha to George Jovanovic. Alex Ristic will have another cross. Petr Nowotny, I think he hit the bar. Now Jekbe makes a long throw, best the box, and the ref says it could have been a pen. Although the commentator says it was a smart block, so I hope he doesn't call a pen. He does call a pen. Are you serious? Even the commentator disagrees. Jaime Moreno steps up and scores into the left corner. I won't be happy because we've been leading 2-0. That could have been a game over in 5 minutes, and it's not in 5 minutes, but Jaime Moreno could have been offside. And he indeed was, or actually Dunwoody was offside. Petr Nowotny reacted. It's another long throw, and this time it's going in. Are you serious? And we can even lose in the same half. If this happens, I don't know what else to say. And launches a counter. That's a great one from the center back. But he decided not to run forward, even though he had to. Ivan Maciek receives the ball on the left side. Should cross now, or drive into the penalty area himself. But definitely not make this abysmal shot. Alex Ristic with a cross. Denis Isakovic has a rebound to Lukasz, and Lukasz scores the first one of his campaign. But it could be off as well. And I think it was. It indeed was. Now makes across to Kropa. The ball is trying to be cleared, but we're fighting for it. And Valnocha hits the crossbar. That was so close. We are officially very stupid. And there is no way I am changing that statement. Even before the derby versus Baník Ostrava. And there is no way I am changing that statement when we get a highlight straight through the kickoff. which ended in Banik's shot of target. We had to wait for the second half to get another highlight, but I'd rather not because Kubala scored through Banik. The only ones that can save us today are the local boys. One of them being Adam Szwedy, who equalized. And I mean, just watch. Adam Szwedy could secure the win, but blasted his shot over the bar. And since the wasted opportunities like to turn back against us, Banik players got a header in the 19th minute, but thankfully hit the crossbar, which gave us a huge win in the derby. There is not much to talk about when it comes to the cup. In the third round, we closed the game versus Witkowice in 20 minutes, which brought us another derby. But this time, we were terrible, horrible, abysmal, disastrous. That's the only 4 words that can describe our performance. We did try to fight back, but there was no chance of making one of the best comebacks in football history, let's be honest. Against Teplice, despite Paweł Witek scoring one of the easiest goals of his career, we still couldn't win. Ending the game in a 1-1 draw would be brilliant if Ivan Maciek knew how to score goals. We are also lucky about the draw against Mlada Bolesław. We had a response for both of their goals, and even Maciek learned how to score. His teammates didn't for the game against Slovacko, including Marek Fiala missing the ball. He did score, just to be offside. Gonçalves didn't, thanks to a brilliant save from Thiago, and Diogo Nascimento hit the post from a potential banger, but disaster struck in the 91st minute. After Kroupa's blocked shot, Slovacko launched the counter. Ture went with the ball on the left side, passed it back to Petrovic, who put the nail in the coffin for our chances of winning. The even bigger issue was that Paweł Popa got an injury at the start of the game. Now you're probably wondering, how many injuries did we have so far? This is a hospital in Opava. And I guess a hot topic, because, well, you see. Now let's go back to the Conference League action, as Odense is coming up next. About to cross the ball into the penalty area, Nicolas Deer isn't looking great at the start. Paweł Witek passes back to Radek Schulmeister, Filip Blecha lets the ball go to Denis Isakovic! Will actually make this a long throw, and Jankovic passes back to Witek! Witek on the far post equalizes the affair. It's 1-1 in the 58th minute. Passes to Noak, and Osula William gives Odense the lead, and this is not serious. We win possession back though. Jan Kroupa makes this finish shot. Jakub Kolor has the chance, makes a 1-2 with Filip, and I think he's been fouled in the penalty area, but Filip Blecha wins this ball and makes it 2-2. Fantastic strike into the top bins. And this time I'm actually okay-ish with the draw. Of course I'm not happy because we could have won. Look at the advantage. Vålerenga from Norway was next. They won the first 2 games, so we knew it was going to be tough. The highlight goes on the left side, declaring to El Abdeloui, and I think he was offside anyway. Now we have a chance. Filip Blecha from the free kick to Denis Isakovic just over the bar. But not on this particular opportunity. Matej Kovacic on the right. Can he make a cross to Alex Ristage? We're taking the lead against Vålerenga, and they are looking to lose for the first time in the Conference League this season. Bjerström on the left to Dziko Eng, and this shot weirdly goes in. But we have a highlight. Radek Schulmeister to Matej Kovacic on the right. That could have been a pen. Marek Fiala tries to shoot or cross into the empty net, but Stavik easily catches it. Now the players from Norway have a highlight, and El Abdeloui is about to score the leading goal. Oh no, oh no. Łukasz Endl again to the wing. Matej Kovacic crosses, and Alex Ristic, despite an injury, equalizes. This is what we exactly wanted. Just 5 minutes remain. It's our 3rd draw in a row in the Conference League phase. Coming back to the league campaign, we took the lead over Viktoria Pilsen and were on the way to finally win. But did we keep the lead until full time? Well, answer to this question yourselves. Good to know we started the 2nd round of games with massive wins, and the banger from Sven Celiak. Wyszków was dismantled 4-0, and Hradec Krajovy was won thanks to the play made by Opavaci, the local boys, if you're wondering. And we showed it was actually possible to win over Sparta Prague. We decided to play counter-attacking football, which proved to be a great way to take 3 points. Ladies and gentlemen, it's doable. We even kept a clean sheet. Let's begin our encounter against Ghent. It's another highlight straight to the kickoff at the start of the 4th Conference League game. I hope this one will land well. Matej Kovacic to Marek Fiala. Cross in the edge of area. Fatiga now to Thorvaldsen, and Thorvaldsen misses it. But lost possession. Isakovic wins the header. Filip Blecha, we have massive advantage. You have to score one of these. Filip Blecha with a long throw to Marek Fiala, who runs with the ball forward on the left, looks for a cross. And George Jovanovic off the post hits it in. We're leading 1-0 over the Belgian side. No comment. Radek Schulmeister, long ball to Filip Blecha. Can we double the lead? We can! Filip Blecha from a Metzala spot. Marek Fiala to Filip Blecha, who dribbles past the opponent, gets past another man, will cross it. Well, Dennis, if in case you are wondering, this ball was sent to you. Fadiga to Boanani, but Fabian De Keyser with a wonderful save. The Belgian side has some advantage over us, as Dusan Pavlenka might have just considered a pen, and the ref makes the pen. If we have another bottle, I am doing the episode. Wait, I'm just going to say, if we bottle this, I'm naming this episode. We just created the biggest bottle factory in Football Manager Part 2. Something like this, you get the point. Watch us concede. And it looks like we don't want to survive. Thorvaldsen with a fantastic pass, but Fabian De Keyser saves us. Although the ref was unnecessarily prolonging this game, we've actually made it for once, despite Ghent having much higher XG than us. But the next opponent was going to be the most challenging one. Eintracht away. We get a corner in the 10th minute. The ball is passed to Adam Szwejdik. Valenkovic dives into a tackle twice. It wasn't enough to stop Serginho Dest from scoring. The ball has been passed between the Eintracht players a lot of times, and the penalty has been potentially called. I am not happy with this one, but Georgi Jovanovic, not only is unhappy about not getting enough game time because we rotate people, now he also concedes a pen. And now you are wondering, why? To put it short, Georgi Jovanovic is a driven person who is ambitious and wants to start every game. And all of that, he cannot comprehend there is an element called rotation, as I mainly use him for more important league games than Europe. I already made him a promise that I would play him, fulfilled it, but when he cried about playing time again, I told him to shut up, which made him, you guessed it, unhappy and wanted by like 10 clubs. No transfer list yet, but after being abysmal in this game, I just dropped him after he considered this penalty to learn a lesson. And he wants more game time, yeah? I'm going to make him rot on the bench. Here's my revenge on you. Till the left. Alex Ristic almost makes a consolation to get past the opponent and make a cross into penalty area. No, passes to Maciej Kovacic. Filip Blecha receives on Alex Ristic. Well, he proves that he deserves that star player game time. And Patrick Vydra, well, he shows good defending, but he still has to watch out and be focused. Jaszczak to Wachter, and this game is over. Pagala is about to make a cross, but Lukasz and clears it. Svencelia, can he win the header? No. Piotr Jaszczak, and that is 4. Our last opponent is Malmö, and I think that game is winnable. We just couldn't win this one. But before that, a transfer saga. During the last transfer window, I found this guy who is actually very talented. I wanted to get him into our club, but every time he said, it ain't right for my development, bro. Until he turned 18. He suddenly became very interested in joining us, and weirdly, instantly accepted the offer. Dear Miles Jacobson, I know that Enyimba Aba is a good club in Nigeria, but since when it's not better to show your talent in Europe, especially in the best national academy? The final game of the Conference League phase, it all depends on us. Malmö are 33rd in the league phase standings. So, I mean, this is our chance. And you have to make it count. Pavel Vitek runs with the ball to the left side after winning it single-handedly. It's Filip Blecha to Radek Schulmeister, who makes a shot just over the bar again. We pass the ball around to the center of the area. Marek Fiala, only for a playoff. Jakub Kolar, Maciej Kovacic on the right side, can make a cross. Cuts inside Marek Fiala into the empty net. And we are pretty much safe with 50 minutes to go. Just 3 minutes later, Svensson. And Koto shoots it just over the bar. I thought this went in, to be fair. After this highlight, I want to make changes. Even if it does go in, and it had to go in because someone named Jakub Kolar doesn't know how to clear a ball. Just go a little bit wider, Matej. Pavel Vitek. To Marek Fiala, who finds Svencelia, who potentially scores the winner right after coming to the pitch. 2 minutes after we subbed him on. But 7 points might not be enough, and it won't be enough for HJK Helsinki. It will be just enough for them. And for us, this win is just enough to reach the knockout playoffs, which means we are in top 24 of the Conference League. We may go far in this competition. We actually may go far. As long as we don't mess it up, we can go high. Slovacko is with us. What a way to end this episode. We just confirmed our place in the European knockouts, and we are not the only ones to get there, as Slovacko qualified too. This year is generally great for Czechia. Both Sparta and Slavia have a chance of qualifying to the knockouts of the Europa League, which gives us a perspective of a fantastic year for the nation, especially considering a disaster that was our first season in Europe. What is more, even the league is going well. We are 6th in the table, just 6 points behind 3rd. With a new assistant manager in Tomasz Petraszek, our original assistant David Bayer went to Belgium, we have a big chance of making great things at the end of season 6. Our club, SFC Opava, will play in the European knockouts for the first time ever, and we need to make that adventure count. We don't want to stop right after getting started. This episode will look at our winter transfer window and see how our European adventure continues. Once the window has started, we confirmed our 2 signings. One of them I already mentioned in the last episode, Godwin Bassey from Nigeria. He's a star of the future, but comes to the club injured. The other signing is a loan, and a healthy loan. Since we cannot really afford Nikola Vasov from Partizan Belgrade, why not get him for half a year to help in our European campaign? When it comes to the outings, we received multiple offers for Alex Ristic, Ferencváros, Bruges, Lech, Vitoria Guimaraes, but I said, release close or go away in all cases, which ultimately made Alex stay. Armen Asoyan, a youth academy player, did not stay, as he signed with Hradec Králové, and he's there with Mishi and Nembi, who went out there on loan. So who did we get in the knockout playoff? What? What? No, you are not serious. Are we really going to play against Slovacko? Why? That was very ironic, and I need to cool off. Let's do it by league games. Against Brewka Brno, we opened up the scoring in the first half. Marek Fiala scored the weird goal. Then it was Jan Kroupa with a brilliant strike. And even if the away team wanted to make it close, Filip Blecha found a way to close the game. It seemed like České Budějovice would meet a similar fate when Nikola Vasov scored his first for the club. However, Bartłomiej Wdowik quickly equalized. Alex Ristic proved he is a star striker, but he didn't do enough to make us safe. Wdowik made a brace. Goals from Ili Klima and Michal Tomic made us lose. I mean, that's just a brilliant way to raise morale in between the games against Slovacko. The knockout stages begin, and although Slovacko have an initial advantage, I still am hopeful for a good result here. Although we have to watch out for the very get-go. Drešević on the right side already crosses to Arzak, who hits the crossbar. Petrovic to Rosicki. Thankfully it's not Tomasz, but he's going to score anyway. We have a free kick in the 65th minute. Denis Isakovic gets to that ball, scores an equalizer. It's 1-1, although it could be offside, but I don't think it was. We are right. Chris Kavanagh counts it. Again, it's a free kick. Villalon this time to Jan Kroupa, who scores with a header off the post. It goes in. It's 2-1. Ref has no doubts. We are leading against our countrymen in the Conference League knockout playoff. After all, 4 minutes remain. 3 minutes, 2, 1. Good start. Jovan Mirkovic get to go into the box. No, he's been tackled, but Filip Blecha hits the crossbar. That was a good effort from the very get-go. If we keep doing this, we'll be more than fine. Ristic, Kovacic now has the ball on the right side. He may cross it into the box. He does to Alex Ristic, who scores for a 1-0. Tried to get the revenge on us, but Denis Isakovic... okay? That was the weirdest goal I've seen in this save so far. Fiala, right side, beautiful pass to Matej Kovacic, who can drive to the box. It's about to make it to the box. No, Radek Szulmeister has a chance. Jovan Mirkovic doesn't lose possession. That's a good sign. Filip Blecha, fantastic strike. If it only went in. The fact we're leading by 3 goals is fantastic, but we need more. Filip Blecha to Valjankovic, who makes the ref look at the VAR himself. And he's going to run for it like for his life, which we'll see what he does. comes into the pitch. He's watched his stuff. Is it a pen? It is a pen! 5-1 on the aggregate, potentially. And Filip Blecha is going to step up for the 5th goal for us in the knockouts. And it's in. Gulay now to Rosicki. Both of these players are Nugents as far as I'm aware. Definitely Gulay because he's Czech New Zealand. So we might not keep a clean sheet. Gosh, and fantastic way to pass it to Valiankovic. Give it back to Blecha. Marek Fiala shoots. Brilliant pass to Bestek. Alex Ristic makes a turn. Dreshevich. Arzak, fantastic pass, and this had to go in. SFC Opava is in the round of 16. What else was I supposed to say? We won, but this didn't come without problems. Many problems. The leaders of the table, Slavia Prague, playing against us was a problem, but there was a chance for us to deal with it appropriately, which Marek Fiala and our almost strongest 11 starts this game in a brilliant way. It's 3rd minute, and we're leading already. Kovacic gets the ball to the center, Alex Ristic 2-0. In 12 minutes! Villalon. Ristic finds Marek Fiala in the open space. Marek Fiala. I don't know how Sanchez saved that with his foot. Valery gets past Villalon. Villalon has to watch out. It's across to Bazeza, and Bazeza just hits the bar. Dupopa. Alex Ristic. 1-on-1. 3-0. Denis Isakovic passes to Ivan Maciek. Fantastic volley. And I don't see any other scenario than getting to Europe again. Winning against the absolute dominators of this season was essentially perfect, especially with that result. They had zero chance of fighting back. That would be great for our spirits, right before the Conference League round of 16 draw. Okay, who can we get? We are unseeded, which is gonna get Brighton, Celtic, Eintracht, Lille, Zurich, Viking, Roma and PAOK Saloniki. Let's go with the draw, as we get into the first pairing. We can get everyone. And we get Roma. This is the draw for anyone interested. I think we do stand a chance, but the win is overall very unlikely. We will not know the result until the matches are played though. So let's begin. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Conference League round of 16 against AS Roma. We're having a first leg at home, which will be very important to us. If we get a result here, we're likely to progress to the quarterfinals of the competition. Although it is one of the hardest opponents we could get, I think it's also a challenge worth trying and winning it overall. But I think that Roma, who are 8th in the Serie A, started scoring, which is something I'm not surprised about. Is about to cross it, but Radek Schulmeister. What is this? I'm wondering. But Georgia Jovanovic wins the ball. Fabian De Keyser gets help from the post. Cross has been cleared. Alex Ristic has the ball again. Filip Blecha can drive into the penalty area. That was close. Kovacic on the right side. It would be brilliant if he passed forward. He does. Alex Ristic will look for an opportunity to cross. He does to Denis Isakovic. Why? Let us have no chances. I'd rather lose this leg 1-0 rather than risk. But it looks like we'll be losing 2-0. Although the ref says for offside, appeals for it. I don't think it was offside at all. It wasn't. So there is a chance in the second leg that we'll at least get that win for the coefficients. Despite an initial loss, we received a massive wave of support in Stadio Olimpica. Have you seen during this intro how big of our stand was? Well, it's a corner for AS Roma at the very start of the game, which doesn't look promising, but thankfully now one of the Roma players shoots it way over the bar. Hasanai finds Stefani. The ball gets to Livermore. David Schulze with fantastic. I got to say, that was fantastic from the Austrian. Lukashenko wins possession. This is our first bit of possession in this game. Marek Fiala has a chance on the left. Filip Blecha to Alex Ristic. Ristic is on 1-on-1. 1-1. I don't think there was offside, but the fact we can put it into the net means a lot. It's awarded. Let's go. To David Schulze. David Schulze crosses it. But Kovacic, despite clearing that cleanly, might just consider as a pen. But there was no way it's a pen. He did it cleanly. No penalty. Hernandez is with us. And Valiankovic loses possession in the idiotic manner. Chukavin was offside. 100%. Unless Valiankovic did something. Yeah. Double luck. As Lukasz and wins possession, but David Schulze will have a chance to score it. It's over. It's down to our local boys, if we make it count. Adam Szwejdik to Alex Ristic. Maybe coefficients at least. Godwin Bassey. Anyways, that was a good run, I guess. We'll finish the season in the episode 21. Because I wanted to dedicate this one into Europe. Fantastic season for Czechia overall. Over 10 points into the coefficients. At the end of the day, we got knocked out in the round of 16. Which is still a fantastic result for our second ever European adventure. I just wanted to let you know that this season is not over yet. We still have a league campaign to do. With 11 games to go, every point would count. We should be more than safe about the championship group, but the main condition to get to play in Europe again is to get ahead of Mlada Bolesław. We're starting with the game against Slovan Liberec, in which we got off to a dream start. Alex Ristic got fouled at the edge of the area, Jan Adamkowa set it a pen, and Filip Blecha converted it. We didn't stop there though, with Marek Fiala having another big chance. It would be great if we could keep our discipline after half-time, because guess what? Pedro Aparicio cut inside and equalized. With 10 minutes to go, we were lucky to be still drawing when Ali hit the post and Bestek had to clear this mess in the box. But after another mess, Nguyamba gave Slovan the victory and made our European perspective slightly fade away. That wouldn't be good news before the game versus Baník Ostrava. The possibly final derby of the save was about to begin. Before I begin commentating this game live, I would like to remind you that I'm playing on key highlights. But the amount of them in this game was massive. Every 5 minutes there was a major chance, mainly in favor of Baník, which made us worried we are going to get dismantled. Still looking for passes. Matej Kovacic, I don't know what he was doing here. Sanka now into the box, Fabian de Kaiser again with a save. Richards. He passes it long to Marek Fiala, Denis Isakovic loses possession, but Marek Fiala wins it back. I think there was offside. Let's the ref decide. I'll be surprised if he awards it. He's not counting it, but good, we've put the ball into the net. It will be a long throw from Lukasz and to Alex Ristic. Just ahead of the penalty area, Jan Krupa scores it into the top bins. We're leading the potentially final derby. Get the ball to Jakub Kolar. A couple of passes have been exchanged. Alex Ristic, what a play. This time he wasn't offside, but what a play. He doesn't. I mean, where was offside? Valjankovic, Denis Isakovic. Maybe this time. Alex Ristic. Well, makes some sort of a pass to Denis Isakovic. This time it wasn't offside. This time we're closing the game off. Again to the Slovenian Youth International. Don't know if he's getting senior caps, but what matters is this pass to Denis Isakovic. 3-0. We've won. That's what matters. That's a great way to assert our dominance in Czech Silesia, especially considering the fact the city of Ostrava isn't exactly Silesian. So I guess we're the only real Silesians playing in this derby. We took the 3 points and kept it in a game against Teplice, where we used some passing into space to let Marek Fiala and Nikola Vlasov score 1 each. Marek Fiala would keep the form going against Mlada Bolesław, scoring a quick brace. Despite Vasil Kuszej giving a good run for our money, Alex Ristic showed him that Czech Silesia is essentially superior. Same as Godwin Bassey, but in a game against Slovacko. Good to know we didn't win in Europe by accident. Championship group was more than safe at that time, but if you wanted to finish this safe on third, we have to keep the form against the team that currently is third, Viktoria Pilsen. Keeps possession for us, Marek Fiala gets launched a long one, can cross it to the box or pass it back to Kovacic, Radek Schulmeister with a long shot. It's the highlight for us, Matej Kovacic, and it looks like could be FM'd here, and I think we are truly getting FM'd. This doesn't go in, but Ryan Ashimento. Oh my days. We just lost the game, despite having 4 times the shots that Victoria had. Is it normal? Absolutely not. That FMing dropped us to 5th in the table. But we have been blessed with a chance to take revenge on Pilsen. This time, on our ground. Zanotti drives into the penalty area. Valjankovic, good one. That was so clear. You cannot call this a pen. I was right. Oksanen to João Tavares, who drives into the box, hits the post. As Valjankovic can deliver from this corner to Lukasz, and fantastic header. There's no way that's offside. Like, how can you get an offside from a corner? Let's be honest. I want to know. Well, the ref calls it offside for whatever reason. Let's look at this. Cross, how is this offside? The man was nowhere near blocking Mrozek's view.
You didn't have to cut me off.
who runs forward on the right side. Radek Schumacher, fantastic cross to Alex Ristic. Lukashenko with a long throw to Ivan Maciek on the left side. Crosses it to Godwin Bassi, but Petr Nowotny finds himself well in the mess in the box. Passes to Christian, and I think that Victoria may as well go for something here, but Schulz was offside. Paweł Schulz was offside. Stole the goal from us, from a corner. That was absolutely fair. Victoria Pilsen players keep pushing, and now Witek. How has he missed that? Ivan Maciek to Lukashenko. I think it was offside. We are actually taking revenge on Victoria Pilsen. This time they had massive advantage and they have been affirmed. This win, the win against Mlada Bolesław and the draw against Slovan Liberec, this penalty save being the biggest highlight, guaranteed our qualification to European competitions. So what's left is both Prague teams, both tightly contesting for the championship. We are here to slightly mess up their plans. And Pampin is going to cross it into the... Okay, maybe not like that. Let's see what we've got instead. Now Filip Blecha with a cross to Denis Isakovic, who after a rebound gives us equalizer. This match was full of mistakes and errors, both defensive and attacking ones, including this blunder. Committed to the play, but what is this? Solbakken is about to cross it. Well, Jovanovic clears it. Now Filip Blecha can launch a counter, as he's about to pass it to who? He's driving into the penalty area. He actually tried to score by himself. Hits the post. Makes a cross to Alex Ristic. Ristic wins the header. Passes to Franco. What was... Explain me. What was Fabian De Keyser doing here? Who are we having for this free kick? Vasov? No. Jutsevan Mirkovic. Can make a cross. Make a short pass. He's decided to shoot! And he makes it to one. Fantastic free kick from him. There's just so much chaos going on. Jovanovic. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Adam Mirkal scores here. He dribbles past. And Vasov win possession. No. But Arnau is going to score. Just like that. And Adam Mirkal is going to score a winner. Because we cannot keep the result again. We've done it already at the start of the season. Thankfully it's offside. We are so lucky not to lose this one. We should have won. Should have won. Seriously. And it brings us the final day, being separated between Slavia and Sparta by a single point. The final game of this save starts now. Fully packed Eden Arena in Prague is awaiting us. We've got our representation on one of the stands. So let's show them what we are capable of. Win this game, we may jump into third. That's what I'm all bothered about. Romero to Domagoj Bradaric. And Baeza was about to make a header, although the ref decides it's another chance to rob us of our chances of playing for higher than fourth. And he gives a pen! He just gives a pen just like that. Again, Lukashenko gets a yellow. We don't know for what. Marin Petkov steps up and is about to score. Yes, he is exactly at the middle. What is this man's decision-making process? Don't understand. Valjankovic. A cross into the short post. Lukasz End. To Valjankovic. To Matej Kovacic. Strong shot. Powerful one. Into the bottom corner. And we equalize immediately. Andrei Link with a fantastic strike, by the way. Just wait, lads. Filip Blecha. Long ball to Marek Fiala, who's in the penalty box to score. It's 2-1. Fantastic strike from our main star striker. It's again Bradaric. To David Pech on the right side. Cuts inside to Marin Petkov. Andrei Link to Agume, and it's going to be an equalizer, so we have to score one more. Currently it's Slavia Prague in advantage. Filip Blecha, fantastic win of possession. But Valjankovic again with a blunder. David Pech into the box. Although Baeza with a fantastic solo run. Although it's a cross to Romero. Although Sanchez launches a long one, because remember, Slavia Prague is playing for the championship here. And the draw is not working for them at all. Godwin Basay, fantastic pass to Marek Fiala into the penalty area. How he could have missed that? Valjankovic with a cross into the box. Adam Szwedik on the right side. Why have you decided to do that? And it's another highlight. Slavia Prague are playing for the championship here, remember. Godwin Bassey. To Zaferis, and they're going to celebrate the title. I mean, we are fourth anyway. And Zaferis with final strike, it looks like. Slavia Prague, congratulations for them. They at least broke the domination of Sparta Prague, but it's still duopoly. They won the title in the final minute. That's something that we need to take care of. They lift the trophy. These are your season 6 winners of the Czech League. And I've got to say it was in dramatic fashion. We could have won. We'll see if it mattered or not. I hope that Viktor Pilsen have won at this point. Although I'm still mad at Marek Fela that we didn't win. And he didn't convert his chance. Let's see. We could have been third. We could have been third. We lost it in the final minutes. We have the Conference League. After analyzing the team for a short while, my first thought was, we're not making any transfers this year. We have a fantastic squad and we don't need to use our transfer budget of just over $1 million. But we did have a couple of scares and it would turn around a little bit. For example, this offer from FC Volendam, who just got promoted to Eredivisie. They offered 4.1 million, a release clause, for our right back, Matej Kovacic, who declined it. But the offer from Borussia Mönchengladbach was too good to refuse for the Slovak, and he joined them. For the release clause, of course. I decided not to find a new player in his place, because we have homegrown Bezdek and a talent named Jakub Barda, who's already marked as a promising fullback. There would be no scare in terms of Jordi Jovanovic though. He always wanted to step up, and he's finally got that chance. Newly promoted Crystal Palace have put nearly 8 million euros on the table, which we had to accept. Jordi is out, and that means we need to find a replacement at centre-back. That wouldn't be Mishi and Ndambi, who we let go just after a year to Abha in Saudi Arabia for 350k. There were even more outings, including Diogo Nascimento going to Cyprus and Jonathan Robert giving us over $1 million from Ferrol in the second Spanish division. Now, who is Jovanovic's replacement? That will be Michal Janosik for 1.2 million from MŠK Žilina, the club I visited in real life. Check out the video on the top right of your screen. Now, finally, we can hop into the pitch. First news. In the Conference League, we will take on Viking Urgota from Faroe Islands in the second qualifying round. And the winner between Arsenal, Tivat and FC Zurich in the third. We were clear favorites in the second qualifying round and we wanted to close that tie quickly. We'll now go to the right side to cross it to Adam Švedik and we finally score 1-0. We also wanted to do it in style. Barda now fantastic cross to Alex Ristic, it's 2-0. We don't have enough movement on the wing. Pavel Popa now into the penalty area, 3-0. We have won the first leg against Viking Urgota from Faroe Islands. Pretty dominative, but we did let a couple of chances for them. Just a quick transfer story, Sven Celiak is being let go on loan to Taborsko. And now, in the return leg, let's watch the single greatest goal of all time. Here's the goal. I can't complain. This time Valjankovic to Pavel Popa. Janosik, fantastic volley, but I think it was offside. No, it's not. It's an own goal instead. And Hansen is being left into space. Jakub Tonsen with a consolation in the aggregate. When he had an open space to pass to Barda, now Moore is going to cross it and Warner is going to score it. Brilliant! Let me just remind you. Faroe Islands. Finds Filip Blecha. Brilliant series of passes. Alex Ristic settles it down. Or it's not. I mean, are we serious? We got a draw against Faroe Islands. This isn't normal. I think it's best to forget about this for now, as our league campaign started with a game against Brno, in which only people named Dennis could score. Thankfully, it was Isakovic who opened up the scoring. We had to wait for more action until the second half, and basically this. Then another Dennis, Alegajic, equalized for Brno. And when I thought we might be bottling our opening game again, Emmanuel Villalon showed up on the left side, crossed the ball into the area, which allowed our Dennis, Isakovic, to score a winning goal and prove he is the better Dennis on the pitch. But after this game, the man who gave a winning assist, Emmanuel Villalon, said something along the lines of, "I'm not playing enough." I said he will get chances, just be patient. But he didn't take that well. and escaped to St. Pauli. This gave us even more money and made us realize we don't have enough depth, which forced new and urgent signings. One of them is a right back, John Meza from Colombian Deportivo Cali for $1 million. Another signing is a left back, a Belgian Eric Gilson from Denver. I know he has no knowledge of this position, but we'll make him have one. And to end our spending spree, we brought in an attacking player, Hayden Nolan from Uruguayan Defensor Sporting. The price was 1.7 million. Back to league action. If our goal was to get the league title, we have to win games like this one against Czeskie Budějovice. Marek Fiala found Godwin Bassey, who opened up the scoring. Then Marek Fiala found Alex Ristic. And despite the scare that was Nugent Dawid Jemelka's goal, Adam Szwejdik made sure to put this game into bed alongside Pavel Popa. In a game against Jablonec, we again had a striker turn stupid.
Skip it up and down.
But the other would turn out to be a genius. Alex Ristic came from the bench and started by scoring a tap-in. Then he went forward with the ball and John Meza closed the game down with his first goal in his league debut. Hayden Nolan got his league debut against Bohemians Prague, and he got an ideal start by scoring not once but twice. The game would be closed down by Pavel Popa scoring a free kick. Closed down right after our substitutions, Stoviček scored the consolation, and it got pretty scary when Gio Cvitajshvili found himself in an open position and gave Bohemians the second. I already got flashbacks from season 2, when we bottled our win in a spectacular fashion, and I was genuinely scared by this last minute highlight, but thankfully the crucial shot was blocked, ensuring another win for us. Now, a bit of a break, we're going to the Conference League again, to Switzerland to be exact. As we're having a first play from Zurich, and I think no way our new right back concedes a penalty in this way at the very start of the game, and it's going to be Bakuna, who steps up and sends the Kaiser the wrong way. Very easily could have avoided that mess. Katic, Bakuna, and Besio is going to... He didn't make it a second. We're so lucky here. Finds a space on the left. Godwin Bassey on the wing can now drive inside or pass to Mirkovic. And I think Hayden Nolan was offside anyway. Not a great start. Honestly, the only thing that matters is a win. Although nothing's going on so far. Let's take the necessity now. Okita. Fantastic pass to Bessia. It's over. It's over. We're just throwing everything in at this point. And we're going to lose the second goal. That's over. This is over. Oko Flex has just got past Jankovic, but Jankovic wins it back. The Kaiser. The Kaiser is going to the bench for the next game. We won't be having Europe, so maybe that's a blessing in disguise. And our only goal right now is to win the league. And it wouldn't help that we also lost to Vyshkov. This wonderful volley from Marek Fiala would turn out to be completely useless. But we made up for it with a quite comfortable win against Taborsko. 6 matches, 5 wins, second place at the table. Czechia gained a place in the Champions League qualifiers, which means it's top 5 qualifying to Europe this time. But let's be honest, we're second, we're out of the Conference League, we have to give it everything. Meanwhile in Europe, Slavia Prague took both wins against Astana from Kazakhstan, which means the team will play in... Sparta Prague started in the Europa League, but a double loss to Grasshopper Zurich, ironic, knocked them down to the Conference League, where they will play in the league phase. And Viktoria Pilsen couldn't get past the first hurdle, Lech Poznań. Our goal is obvious, to win a league title, but there is one problem. The Opava hospital is overcrowded yet again. And that wouldn't help in our first game of this episode against Slovan Liberec. But it didn't even play a factor, to be fair, because Marek Fiala positioned himself perfectly to score. Filip Blecha doubled it with a pen, and Marek Fiala ended it off, assisting Adam Szwejdik. The rest of September would be our make or break for the rest of the season. We're lining up against all of the big 3 in Czechia, and we're starting with us taking on Slavia Prague in our place. Launches the ball into the area. We'll have a chance to cross it now, or drive into the penalty box. John Meza makes a first touch. It's a good block, but Agume now to Bradaric again, and this time Ondrej Link hits the crossbar. Romero crosses to Amione. Miguel Baeza gives Slavia the lead. I mean, seriously. Bradaric, Agume, fantastic strike. but it's been saved by Fabian De Keyser. Wins the ball, Denis Isakovic, and the pass back to Schulmeister. Alex Ristic might have just won a penalty. We're listening to the VAR, but I think this could truly be a pen. It is. Let's go. There's nothing to whistle about, Mr. Slavia Prague fans. As Filip Blecha steps up, it's saved. Maybe Vladimir Bezek to Filip Blecha, and Filip Blecha scores from a volley from the right foot. Let's keep pushing. Maybe for the second. Lukasz and to Alex Ristic. This was a foul. This was a foul, ref. Our counter. Opa. Ristic. Nolan. Fantastic bit of passing here. Although it's a last minute highlight for Slavia. Cross to Valery. Valery scores. Come on. We have a highlight again for Slavia. Vladimir Bezek is injured. But no, we're still going. Valery. And this will be free. It is free. And basically saying, we've got slightly affirmed. It's all our fault. We missed a pen at the first place. The Season 6 flashbacks stroke us again. And if we want to keep ourselves in contention, the next two games are a must-win for us. Still may launch a counter. We will launch a counter. Denis Isakovic moves forward. Fantastic shot only next to the post. And Tavares finds Stepan Kroupa. It could be offside, but I don't think so. And the ref does nothing, which means goal awarded. Can go forward with the ball. Fantastic pass to Denis Isakovic. If only this went in. Popa into the penalty area. And Alex Ristic misses a tap-in. Novotny can find Ristic now in the middle of the area, but decided to run by himself and cross it straight to the hands of Mrozek. Because Alex Ristic has the ball, passes to Fiala. Fiala scores it! Ristic to Marek Fiala. Could Marek Fiala be our hero now? No. Maybe Petr Novotny. Again to Erik Gilson. There should be no offside. Good cross to Alex Ristic. Maybe he'll show us what kind of cross he wanted, but he didn't because it's clear. Marek Fiala! With a winner in the final minute of the regular time. Done. Mission accomplished. We paid the price for this victory though. Not only Jan Novotny won't see the pitch for 2 weeks again, but Marek Fiala decided he will help overcrowd the hospital yet again. Please stop trying to complete that 200 kilo deadlift, man. Gets his ball cleared by Vladimir Bezek, and now Ivan Maciek launches a counter. Hayden Nolan was approximately 73 miles offside. I don't know what was Ivan thinking here. I'm watching the offside line, but it's not needed for Isakovic. As Vladimir Bezek on the right side to Denis Isakovic. Long post, 1-0, and we're leading against Sparta Prague. Filip Blecha, fantastic turn in. Ivan Maciek in the penalty area. It's 2-0 against Sparta Prague. What are we doing here? And it's a throw-in. Michal Janosik passes to Ivan Maciek. 3-0. 3-0. This is total domination. Pampen. Juan Santos. Bezek now lost positioning. Pietro Pellegrini tried a long shot, but that was subsequently blocked. Arnau. This isn't the pen. This isn't the pen. It is, after all. I don't know what the reason behind this, but whatever. Yusuf Yazici versus Fabian De Keyser, and it's scored. 3-1. First, Isakovic. Blecha, again to Isakovic. Isakovic. Juan Santos, Pellegrini. That was brilliant pass forward. Hranosh misses it by a mile. In the area, Jankovic turns inside, just over the bar. Ristic to Denis Isakovic, hits the crossbar. That was a save from the goalkeeper. Jakub Kolar again with lost possession. Shevchik. That was close. That was close, but most importantly, we won. We kept the good momentum against Teplice, with Hayden Nolan finally learning how not to go offside. It took him 5 more minutes to realize that though. Erik Gilson's corner was sent to Jan Kroupa, who set the result at a 2-0 win, which gives us a chance to announce our new assistant manager. That is Karol Plazenica, who we brought from Kyrgyzstan national team. In the league, we are not the only team chasing the Prague teams for the title this year. The other guys are from Rada Bolesław, and they would attack us first. Just missing the goal at the first chance, but striking from the 6-yard box in the second. Our response? Just a minute later, Erik Gilson did what he could do best, give an assist, from which Petr Nowotny scored. Hayden Nolan got his powerful effort stopped, and Michal Janoši got a cross from an offside position. A win was achievable here, but we have to settle for a draw, keeping us close in the title race. We then had a peak Football Manager experience. We won against SK Sigma. This is some WSKBD Alpha Male Reese. But against Slovacko, we could only do some L Beta Skibidi. I just cannot into this thing. Before the derby against Ostrava, let's look at the Czech Cup too. Our first opponent was Jihlava from the 2nd division, who we dealt with quite comfortably. I said quite comfortably. And who is our opponent in round 4? Baník Ostrava, where everything happened in the first half. Precisely, Aitor Buñuel's own goal. We had the chance to double our lead, but Marek Fiala has got a soft heart for our opponents. He was born in Ostrava. After all, Baník players had their chances, but caused no real danger. And with the second half bringing no action, we progressed to the quarterfinals, where we will play Pardubice from the 2nd tier. But right now, it's time to take on Baník again, this time in the league, in our house, and with a new formation. On the right side, we're trying him as a winger this time. Cross to Denis Sakovic. Singaras. Long ball to Petr Marek, and Sans is going to score. What is going on with our form? Zmakana who makes another cross, and I was afraid this was going to go in. Gilson. Ristic. Brilliant pass to Marek Fiala. Finds Marek Fiala on the right side. Good cross. Godwin Basay wins the header at least. Ball to Denis Isakovic. Marek Fiala can now drive inside. Opa all by himself to Godwin Basay, who scores a goal. There was no offside here, we're equalizing the derby. Brilliant. So basically Isakovic might be off the pitch now. Kropa, no penalty here. No penalty here. But this was not a pen. It was. Are you real? Matejšin takes it. Scores it. Of course it must be for Baník. Brilliant save though. That's full time. That's derby over. That's another loss. But at least we're still in the cup, unlike them. We're now starting the second round though, starting with Dynamo Czeskie Budějovice. This was a two-man show, with Godwin Basay scoring a goal, but Fabian De Keyser also wanted to be a star. Thankfully, Godwin was better at performing, scoring a hat-trick, just like Ivan Lik from Dynamo, who included this strike from distance. The edge that gave us a 4-3 win was Hayden Nolan finishing a 1v1. About the next game against Brno, we'll just go through the highlights, because we keep creating opportunities from left, right and center. We even had a penalty, and this Brno's goal was disallowed. We've dominated this game massively, like you've never even seen before. So surely we won this match, right? This is the single greatest FMing of all time. You can't get better than this. You just can't. I already spoiled the result against Jablonec though. Both Marek Fiala and Alex Ristic positioned themselves perfectly to score. And it's a good thing they did, because another FMing was very close. And in late December, despite not the greatest of starts against Bohemian Prague, Petr Nowotny found an equalizer and John Meza found the winner. We're entering the winter break in 3rd place. While Prague teams might have gone away, the only team that could jump us pretty much is Mlada Bolesław. We will not make any transfers this winter, we already made them before. First is a Hungarian Tibor Bokros, but we loaned him back to his first club Vasas for the rest of the campaign. The other is a Uruguayan centre-back Raul Garcia. We'll bring him in for just 525k, and looking at those attributes, I must admit, it was an impulse. Meanwhile in Europe, Sparta won the Conference League league phase. Slavia on the other hand only collected 2 draws so far in the Champions League. You may expect some transfer business, but this time we were pretty happy with our squad. The only signing was Raul Garcia from Danubio FC in Uruguay for around $500,000. From the outings, the only important one is Pavel Vitek, going on loan to 2nd tier Brozany. But there still would be changes to our formation. We switched from 4-1-2-1-2 to a 4-3-3 to utilize the talents of Godwin Basay and Hayden Nolan. Denis Isakovic has been moved deeper down the pitch to a Metzala role. Behind him, Jovan Mirkovic will play a bit more as a ball winner, because of this funny thing. He complained in my office about his playing time, claiming he's meant to be a regular starter. The problem is, I looked at his actual playing time, and it's a regular starter playing time. And it even displays it like that. I guess the promise we have to do. We started this round with a cagey affair against relegation-threatened Vyshkov. The only goal was fortunately ours, as Godwin Basay became Cristiano Ronaldo for a second. He would also become Cristiano Ronaldo against Taborsko. The reverse Cristiano Ronaldo. He missed a sitter. Worry not though, because he scored a few minutes later anyway. That will be Ristich, but Godwin still scored. Just before half-time. And even though Taborsko got one back, Marek Fiala closed the game with a powerful shot. But these two wins came with a price to pay. To be exact, John Meza got a groin strain, putting him on the sidelines for a month. We hope to keep that good streak going though, as against Slovan Liberec, Hayden Nolan started with a banger. He was offside. This wouldn't be our only attack though. For example, Pavel Popa made 3 long shots, 2 of which hit the bar. The problem is, Slovan Liberec hit twice. They hit the net twice. Marek Fiala gave us some hope late in the second half, after we made a couple of great passes leading into this goal. We actually did stand a chance to make a hell of a comeback. We just needed to find this one goal to save at least a point for us. And on the last kick of the game, Ivan probably sent himself on the bench for a couple weeks at least. This wouldn't help for our next 3 encounters with Czechia's big 3, starting with Slavia Prague away. As Godwin Basay has joined the press, Peltola passes to the middle, Mujakic with a blocked shot. Step up for it, crossed into the middle, and Amione just hits the side net. Now Isakovic loses possession again. Don't know what's going on with him, but he wins it back at least. Basay crosses into the area, actually drives in by himself, scores for 1-0. Slavia Prague receives a fair free kick, and Mujakic was offside, I think. The possession was lost. Marek Fiala. Fantastic long throw, Marek. Why have you even thought about this? Slavia is now launching a counter, and Marin Petkov Linkris on a 1v1. He had to score it. Again Mujakic, but Raul Garcia with a very clear tackle. There's nothing to worry about, but Marin Petkov is the one to worry about. Just over the bar. Godwin Basay on the left side. He's about to cross it, and this time Alex Ristich from a tap-in. Slavia Prague have a free kick. Mujakic doesn't get to that ball. No penalty. No penalty, mate. He's going to award. No, he's not awarding one. That is brilliant news. And that is it. We're winning one of the most important games of the season. Gilson with a cross. And Alex Ristich jumps to a header. Wins it. 1-0. Now he's going to deliver a corner. Maybe he will show us how to assist as well. To Denis Isakovic. Brilliant. That's a straight header. But Godwin Basay wins the ball. Goes into the opposition half. It's a 1v1 with the keeper. 3-0. Ali. Well, it looks like Victoria will go for the consolation goal. Can we finish already? We've pretty much guaranteed ourselves the top 4. Mlada Bolesław just got a draw against Taborsko. And also Slavia Prague lost to Sparta. We already know many of these names. Olasol backing out, cuts inside, just over the bar, on the ball, but Radek Schulmeister wins it back. Alex Ristich to Denis Isakovic. He has now clear space, Denis. Alex Ristich does it with the pen. Although Marek Fiala left foot. This slide tackle was all he could do. Marek Fiala wins possession. Cuts inside. Matt Turner makes a save. Garcia wins it.
Hey bro, watch your jet. Watch your jet, bro. Watch your jet.
John Meza. Oh my days, what have you done? John Meza, are you stupid? The stupidity of this man. And now we're not going to lose a goal from a corner. Pellegrini finds Olasol Bakken, who hits the post. Raul Garcia kinda clears it. Szewczyk passes back. Wojciech Hranosz, curling effort. Take control of the ball. But, well, this was offside. This was offside. I'm not even celebrating. I know this was like 75 miles offside. Olasol Bakken, he's already gave us some danger. 0-0 draw. Still good. And there are more good news. Slovan Liberec made Mlada Bolesław lose points. And the other news is that there's a rumor of a board takeover. Though I wouldn't like it right now, I guess we have no influence. What we have influence over though is the cup quarterfinal against Pardubice, which had nothing going on in the first half. In the second, Hayden Nolan decided to sort this game out, scoring 2 goals in 2 minutes. Adam Szwejdik scored the third, and Alex Ristich finished it off with a header, dragging us to the semi-finals, where we will play Sigma Ołomuniec. And they decided to delegate the second team for a cup semi-final. Needless to say, it looked like it was going to be a quick one. Gilson has a free kick, and hits the crossbar, but Godwin Basse makes a rebound. So we lose a header. Hayden Nolan takes the ball, cuts inside, 2-0. Godwin Basse wins the ball, gets past Hausknecht, 3-0. The ball is sent to Alex Ristic. I think he might have been marginally offside. No, he's not. Pass it to Ivan Maciek, and Hayden Nolan from this rebound makes it 5. What I want is to win this cup. I don't even care about Europe. I just want to win this cup. Our opponents will be Sparta Prague, and we'll play this final before the game against Baník Ostrava. In the league game against Teplice, we started well, with Ristic making a brilliant pass to Godwin Basse, who was offside. Worry not though, Pavel Popa scored before half-time, as well as Ivan Zeman for Teplice. In the second half though, Marek Fiala had a penalty and missed it. Pavel Popa again had to save us, but his efforts were nullified again with Unai Lopez and his free kick, making it a draw. Our direct competitors for third in the league are Mlada Bolesław. They have Steven Odej as the striker, who was our top scorer for Randers FC in FM23 series, which you can watch on the top right. He tried scoring a goal against us, but was stopped by Fabian de Keyser. As a revenge, Jakub Kolar scored a fantastic curling effort, and Erik Gilson, who assisted him, found a great way to close the game and gave us a 2-0 win. Sigma Ołomuniec would turn out to be the Sigma males as a revenge, to the point they use us to score goals for themselves. Marek Fiala tried to become the bigger Sigma with a penalty, but this is some Delta male penalty at best. It wouldn't help that Lakai knows how to take penalties like a Sigma. Worry not though, because Delta males are known for their competence and work ethic. That work ethic allowed Hayden Nolan to score in the 22nd minute, and with 10 minutes to go, Godwin Basse found Alex Ristic, who put the ball into the back of the net, rescuing us a draw. Our game against Slovacko? Nothing happened, which wouldn't be a good forecast for the single biggest game of the save. Pampen, Maszewicz, Mendes. It looks like it's going to be in Sparta's advantage. Long shot from Mesegiel ends in a corner, and he was offside anyway. Adam Karabec, fantastic free kick. Barda can cross it to Pietro Pellegrini. Offside! Offside! It is. Kropa, Schulmeister, finds Ristic. We clear it, keep clearing it. Juan Santos to Karabec again. And he found Pellegrini in like 2 meters out of the goal. He had to score it. Adam Karabec hits the post. Pellegrini. I think he was offside anyways. No, he wasn't. 2-0. They're likely to win the title anyway, so at least the European place isn't stolen from us. Ray. Free kick given, and this is going to be a red for Bezdek. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point. Arnau. Long one to Pietro Pellegrini. I mean, he's too good. And just like in real life, in 23-24 semi-final, Sparta Prague win against Opava. I mean, we've made it to the final, so that is huge anyways. We still have the league, though. Like, we are not likely to win it, but just guaranteed at third. And I'll be honest, this final kind of stopped the hype around the season. We are nearly guaranteed third in the league at this point, especially after the win over Baník, in which Erik Gilson scored a penalty. This gave us a very easy championship group, but to be honest, this season was pretty much settled and had no fire remaining. Though there were some interesting games, like the first one in the group against Slovacko. Jordan Gulej opened up the scoring for Uherskie Hradiš, the outfit, but we've got Godwin Basse, who not only scored once, but made it a double. That would be enough though, with Musiał getting an equalizer for the home team late in the game. Sparta Prague would knock us out twice and get the game settled quickly. Godwin Basse did try to make it close, but his sole effort wasn't enough. Slavia Prague meanwhile had a penalty early on, but Marin Petkov's effort got stopped by the Kaiser. For the goals, we had to wait until late in the game. Ondrej Linger got one for Slavia in the 73rd minute, and then 86th we scored. Erik Gilson showed everyone how to score a pen. At this point I was giving more and more chances to players from the youth teams. Speaking of which, we had a youth intake, and it had some talent. The biggest one of all was a Polish attacking midfielder Adam Sypek. And another Marek Fiala, but he wasn't good enough. And Godwin Basse is now considered a wonderkid and appeared on a next-gen list. We saw this season out with a snooze fest against Viktoria Pilsen and the 17-year-old Wojciech Witaszek getting a win from Mlada Bolesław in the final match day. That sees our season as the third power of Czech football. We are on no man's land at this point pretty much. Sparta Prague walked their way to the title. We're ahead of Slavia Prague, we're ahead of us, we're ahead of Mlada Bolesław, and we're ahead of Viktoria Pilsen. Vyškov is going down. as Sigma and Taborsko saved themselves in a playoff. In fact, Sparta Prague won both of the top 2 leagues, they just cannot win promotion, and that's why you have Proštejov joining the top flight. In the other European leagues, we saw some dethroning going on. While Feyenoord winning in the Netherlands isn't something extraordinary, Porto took their first Portuguese league title since 2022. Monaco dethroned PSG in Ligue 1, and Dortmund took their first title since 2012. Yes, Bayern dominated German football for 17 years. AC Milan ended Inter's 6 seasons of dominance, and it turns out only in Spain things go as usual, with Real Madrid getting another La Liga title. The Premier League sees Manchester United defend the crown by just 3 points. European competitions? Sparta Prague won the Conference League phase. They bottled their chances in the round of 16, and Lyon took the crown instead. In the Europa League, it was Bologna winning over Feyenoord on penalties, and in the Champions League, Milan won on penalties against Real Madrid. This series comes, this time, to a definitive close. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, you can hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more sports related content, mainly about Polish football as of recent. And in the description, you will get a chance to play this save for yourself. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.